Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I am your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from the Smut Studio in Venice Beach, California. Joe Praino is in Lake Tahoe, so go see Joe live at Harvey's at the Improv, I believe, there. So his fill-in is his number one fill-in. You've seen this guy on The Office, How I Met Your Mother, Hannah Montana. You've also seen him on Now We're Talking. This guy's been nominated for a Writers Guild Award. My dear buddy, Tug Coker.
Claw. We doing this or what?
Oh, shit. He's coming in hot.
Claw.
He didn't even give me a hello, Andy.
I know. I didn't want to. I decided to bypass that tonight because I'm too excited about tasting the newest, the hottest alcoholic beverage on the market. This is not even a plug. I'm just trying to dive into this taste test.
White Claw.
White Claw, everybody.
Now, this stems from last podcast.
Yeah, I should say I don't know anything about this debate.
That's what's the best part.
I know nothing about what's going on.
So Aaron, you're on the mic. Aaron can hop on too. Aaron's here. Torques with Wolves.
What's up, guys?
Thanks to Aaron who brought the claw. I will admit, the one thing I do like saying is the claw. You know what would be great if they had the actual claw, the video game, reaching down to grab the claw.
They should absolutely have that at bars.
Right?
Just, you have to put in like maybe $1, $2.
Yeah.
You have to do it a couple times probably.
Yeah.
Claw machine for the claw.
And maybe Kawhi Leonard gets some sort of endorsement deal.
Absolutely.
Although we're giving them a lot of free love right now.
We are. Let's stop. Let's call it something else.
So regardless, last episode, at the end of the episode, this massive discussion about White Claw and people counting their calories, Tug, when they're drinking. And I took a stance, which Praino says this is not a hill you want to die on. And I was ready. I'm still ready to die on it.
No, I did see this part, and I just want to make sure that this was at the end of the episode. This wasn't even like the pre-show. This is really.
So the best part is how many dirtballs did not hear this. This is post calls. This is as we're about to do plugs at the end. And I know for a fact, it's not just me. I've heard other podcast hosts talk about that. Like what percentage of their listeners actually make it all the way through.
Yeah.
Like those are the loyal dirtballs.
Absolutely.
And
I never made it.
I've
never made it through an entire episode. I'm just kidding. I listened to every episode.
Thank you, Tug.
Beginning to end.
Oh, you're not like Joe's like, that wasn't on. I don't listen. I'm like, you're really helping the cause here, Praino. I wasn't on. I don't listen. I would never say that for the record. Anyway, we had this debate about White Claw, and then it took so many different forms on Twitter, and Aaron would agree, if you can hop in here, Aaron, we were texting each other. We both agreed the dirtballs took it to where things I wasn't even saying, you'd agree, right?
Yeah, I would agree. It definitely took a turn that I did not at all expect when I first tweeted out the video, just because I thought the video was so funny to hear Andy's take, and then at the end telling me, I've got a fridge. And I was like, well, all right.
Well, the point was you could make a drink because I have a fridge. So,
right, yes.
dirtballs then took it to, like, people can drink whatever they want. And I'm like, I never said people couldn't. Like, this didn't turn into, like, a freedom of alcohol speech sort of thing. Like, of course people can do whatever they want.
And this is all based on the fact that, and guys who are on YouTube, guys and gals, White Claw is white hot right now, right? Everyone's drinking it
with white kids.
With the White Claw is white hot with white kids.
Oh yeah,
that's
and I stand by that. The majority, I would love to see the percentage of White Claw drinkers that are white, 30 and under, probably majority 25 and under.
Are these the Zimas?
Thank you.
Of our generation?
Thank you. Oh, you.
But I don't know. I want to say I know nothing. I know nothing right now.
It's like you almost knew what I was planning on saying, because that's one thing I was going to say. But here's what I want to do. Do we want to get right into White Claw game?
No, we should bury the lead a little bit.
I agree. I just wanted to
tease
tease a little.
Yeah.
Play a little game of just the tip with the dirt balls.
Just the White Claw tip.
A little.
White Claw, I looked it up today, it revolves around like waves. So who knows? It's like a refreshing, perfect storm of waves.
Oh, that's how they're playing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they say.
Because we have a lot of sports to talk.
There's a ton of stuff. And today there's been some nice developments.
Oh, Tug.
I broke the news.
You broke the news to me.
I woj-bombed Andy Ruther today, which was pretty good.
You woj-bombed me. I was, I don't know what I was doing. I was working, but I wasn't looking at Twitter. and you said, Ruther, big trade to discuss.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what happened? I instantly go to Woj. James Harden reuniting with Russell Westbrook.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
You like it?
Well, look, I mean, here's the thing about the Rockets. I mean, I'm really impressed with the Thunder are trying to do. I mean, they're just trying to have they're actually the first team to have every pick in one draft. They're going to have all 32 or whatever, how many picks it is in the first round of a draft.
So they have 8 first-round picks.
Yeah.
They have stockpiled 8 first-round picks. This is from the Paul George trade. What's his first name? Grant.
Jeremy?
Jeremy Grant. Yeah. And now the Russell Westbrook trade.
Yep. And everyone, and also, there's so much. It's so much to get into with the NBA. NBA is like dominating the summer right now, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I like here's why I like the move. One, everyone thinks Westbrook's contract is ridiculous. And it is.
What's his contract? Fill me in.
It's like 170 left, I think, on it, something like that, something crazy, 4 years.
Yeah.
But Chris Paul's supposed to make like $50 million in a year or two. So you might as well get a little bit younger.
Yeah, agreed.
And Chris Paul's going to get bought out.
Younger and better, and somebody with more playoff experience.
Well, Chris Paul has had plenty of playoff experience, whether it's
a little deeper. What's the farthest? Has Chris Paul ever played in the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, they went to. He got hurt. Remember he got hurt 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And,
It's a good point.
They had a chance to win.
It's weird. It's like I always forget about that.
Yeah. But I like the Westbrook. First of all, I'm a Westbrook guy.
You're a Westbrook guy.
I am. And a lot of people aren't. I mean, I don't know where Joe probably aligns on this, but
I don't know where
for me,
I align
I think he's just a freak. And first of all, I should say this. He and I, back when I was somebody, we hung out for a night, and he was very cool in the spare room in the Roosevelt Hotel.
What do you mean you were somebody? Dude, you're on a couch in Venice
true.
Beach, California.
That's
by
true.
the way,
This is before I had kids,
By the way, Tug rode a bike here. I just want to say that.
Here.
He got here. How far is your place from here?
It's like 20 miles.
Dude got here in like 12 minutes. You said be there at 8:05. Be ready to rock and roll.
I was there at 8:08, guys. I let him down.
You didn't let me down. I told Aaron it's going to take him 30 minutes. I was like, how is he here so quickly? Are you training for the Tour de France?
No, I just want those white claws. I just want those damn white claws.
So you like this move?
I like the move because, well, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? There was all this talk in the last month about Harden and Chris Paul not talking to each other, not getting along.
Must be awkward
Daryl
on that
Morey
set.
had to come out and say, it's the whole reason that your boy Barry got, maybe got doxxed because he came on your show and he put Skip Bayless, They talked the
Ruther curse hit him.
They talked about the
man boobs.
The man boobs. So there's some smoke, there's fire, and I figure they're not going to win with that. They've shown they can't win with this.
Yeah.
So let's try something else. The league is supposed to be. It's so fun right now because every team has a shot. You don't know what's left to uncover. So I like Westbrook and Harden. I like that they get along. I like that they played together in the past. We're going to see Chris Paul get bought out, and probably will he go to his banana boat boy, go to the Lakers? I mean,
you think that could be the next move?
Well, it's to me it's obvious that the OKC has no interest in playing Chris Paul. Chris Paul doesn't want to be in OKC.
I don't think anybody does. By the way, have you been to Oklahoma City?
My mom's from Oklahoma.
Okay. Treading lightly over here.
Shout out all the Oklahoma dirtballs.
Can we get rid of those toll roads? I don't like that about Oklahoma. Do you know what I'm talking about? You get off the freeway and they're like, "Give me your money, bitch."
Oh yeah.
I have accidentally gotten off freeways and had no change on me or cash.
You're just stuck there behind the gate.
Dude,
you gotta get out of your car and ask somebody else to help you.
It's not a. By the way, talk about Barry McCockiner. That is a tough scene right there.
It really is.
Really tough scene.
I like the Rockets play. I mean, I'm a fan of Westbrook.
Can they share the ball? I know everyone's saying this.
Well, it's gonna be interesting to see if his Harden is developed into this point guard.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm interested to see
how's
how
this
going to
work.
But they've been great together before, so let's.
Well, hold on. Let's tap
the finals.
I know, but
they didn't have Durant. I mean,
let's tap the brakes here. Okay. When they went to the finals, James Harden was he a rookie?
I don't think so.
Well, he was a sixth man, is my
sixth
point.
man. Yeah, exactly.
So they weren't starting together.
No, that's correct.
So this is a lot different.
It is different, but they played together. I mean, it takes a while for them to fit the pieces together, but they didn't have to give up other players. They didn't have to give up, who's my boy who went to Indiana?
Eric Gordon?
Eric Gordon, who I saw. Shout out Eric Gordon. Was on, I flew to Indiana 2 weeks ago. Eric Gordon was on my plane, Southwest.
Oh, nice.
He had that one seat.
Eric Gordon flies Southwest.
Yeah,
it says a lot about him.
On that particular day, he flew Southwest. He was in that one seat that everyone wants, in the emergency aisle with no seat in front of it.
Yeah.
He deserved it, but yeah, shout out Eric Gordon riding Southwest.
That's great, man.
I think it's going to be real. I mean, I'm so excited about this season. I heard a little bit what you guys are talking about, in your previews for next season, but
how big of an upgrade is that for you?
Definitely an upgrade.
Sure.
Chris Paul wasn't, to me, he wasn't dominating at all, really.
I mean, he's old.
And he's not playing defense. Westbrook still gets after it on every level.
Yeah.
It may bite them years down the road, but we're all seeing how this is a win now league. Like everyone's, when you transition into Kawhi's, sort of shrinking deal because he went from, to one less year.
By the way, real quick, I'm going to pull up Woj's tweet.
Please do.
So this is what the Thunder have. Yeah, it was the Jeremy Grant that gave him the other first round. So they have 8 first-round picks, and I'll just read them so everybody knows. 2020, Denver. 2021, Miami. LA Clippers 2023. Miami 2024. Clippers 2024. Houston also 2024. Clippers 2026 and Houston 2026. So if you're a betting man, the Oklahoma City Thunder should be great in 2030.
Absolutely. Look for them to be.
Have you ever seen a team play the long game like this? I mean, this is the long game. Now, obviously, they can trade these picks for future players themselves.
Yeah. Who else is loaded up is are the Pelicans, and the Pelicans are doing. This is sort of related to the model that David Griffin put together for the Pelicans.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis deal, because they wanted to wait. A couple reasons, right? 2022, everyone's projecting that this is the first draft in 20 years where high schoolers are going to be let back in.
In 2022,
yeah,
okay.
So we're starting to see those picks. We know there's a lot of speculation that those would be highly protected, but people are giving those away.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a lot of people load up in the post-2022 draft because there's going to be a deeper talent pool.
Yeah.
So you're going to see the Pelicans with some domination over the draft. You're going to see the Thunder now.
But I'm trying to think, across sports, we all know Houston's built up, but it wasn't like this many years. And they sucked for a few years.
Houston?
The Astros. I'm saying, I'm trying to cross over sports as far as, they're on the cover of Sports Illustrated, which was wild that they were actually, they were wrong by a year. Like, they came to fruition a year earlier.
Yeah.
I don't remember in sports memory where the Pelicans, the Rockets are doing, we're talking 6-7 years down the road.
Have you forgotten to thust the process? I felt like that is the genesis of all of this. Is
ironically, I'm wearing that shirt right now, too.
Yeah. How quickly we forget that.
It's a good point.
So many years ago, it was like, let's
How many years did they suck? 3 or 4?
At minimum. Minimum suck.
Twerks? Can you look that up? Can you look up the number of losing seasons, like bad losing seasons, Philly had in a row? I'm curious about that.
If you want to cross, the Astros have the luxury of not having a lottery, so you could actually be the worst team and get the number 1 pick. Here, with the NBA, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though.
And that's why there's 2 alternatives to go. It's like you load up, or you try to load up with opportunity. It's really the Bill Belichick model where you trade down in drafts because you're not guaranteed to hit, but you want as many shots as you can.
Sure.
I think we have something over here.
Yeah, I got the numbers on the Sixers. So for 2013 to 2017, they struggled. 2013-14, they were at 19-63. 14-15, they went 18-64. And then 2015-2016, they went 10-72. And then follow that up the following year with 28 and 54, and then after that they had 2 back-to-back winning
Okay,
records.
but I mean that's bad. They had 4 awful seasons.
Awful, yeah, terrible.
But yeah, that's pretty bad.
The 19 wins.
I mean, 10 and 72.
10 and 72.
10 and 72 is
I think 9 and 73 is the worst record of all time, and they were battling with that for a long time.
I heard. I mean, we do forget they were so bad that DJ.
It's the whole reason you have the shirts.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on?
DJ Jazzy Jeff was their starting point guard. They were so bad that they were picking up people from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think Ashley. I think she was she was coming off the bench one of those years.
Oh yeah.
What's her name? Tatiana Ali.
That's right. That's right. Sister of Chili, of TLC.
I didn't know that.
That's a little nugget for you guys.
She's the sister of Chili
Yeah.
from TLC.
If that's not true, fact check that for me. But I'm almost positive that's true.
Really?
Yeah.
Very attractive woman, by the way.
Yep.
I would let her come into the be a guest on this.
Absolutely.
Be a guest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying this is a casting couch.
Absolutely. No, just talk.
I don't want things taken
I
the
hear
wrong
you.
way.
I hear you. So today was a big day for that. I mean, and then we we get the news to transition a little bit over to the Kawhi's deal, which I think is related to this.
Very fascinating.
And I'm sure you guys talked about it. I'm sorry I missed it.
We didn't talk about the deal, which was leaked.
Well,
yesterday.
to me, this is even more. Remember when everyone was following Chris Carter and Jalen Rose and Chris Broussard and Woj, but also this dude Abraham that kind of like came out of nowhere. But somehow everyone followed Chris Carter. This little TC minute. When we were on Twitter waiting for Kawhi, somehow Chris Carter became the guy.
Yeah.
And it was said because Kawhi and Chris Carter had the same agent.
Ah,
their plan.
that's right.
Chris Carter kept on saying, like, you're not going to hear today, you're not going to hear today. And then Jalen Rose came out with, it's going to be a 2-year deal to Toronto. Chris Carter comes out with, one thing is for sure, it's not a short-term deal. Nobody knew anything. Like, these people.
Kawhi's camp is amazing.
Incredible. But behind closed doors, Chris Carter's like, hey, agent, like, you're my guy. Why you make me look like this? Like, you told me no short-term deals, and now you pull this move.
Yeah, I think
for the Clippers.
I feel like Kawhi's camp is like, what do they say in the mob, omerta?
Yeah.
Which basically means never say a word. I feel like Kawhi's camp slogan is snitches get stitches. Like, he seems like a nice, just quiet. He's the type of guy that murders people. I'm just saying, it's the quiet guy. That laugh, it's a little weird.
And he leaves an apple.
Exactly.
Next to the body.
Exactly.
That's right. But the deal is what? It's a 3-year deal, and it's 2-1, right? So it's like.
So everybody who didn't see this is huge, and this was like a huge after bomb little nugget. So it's a 3-year deal, but it's 2 years with a player option for the third, which basically means Paul George has the same thing for the Clippers. If Paul George and Kawhi want to leave the Clippers after 2 years, they can, and the Clippers are stuck with. Nobody. But obviously, like you said, it's a win-now league.
I mean, I think LeBron has that same deal, and Kawhi's doing it because it gets him to 10 years in the league.
Yes, that's important.
Which helps him get the super max. So there is some financial, obviously reasons for that. But that seems to be the move in this day and age. It's like we want more control over what we do. We don't want to be locked into deals.
Well, what's fascinating is the NBA now, I'd say, above all the leagues, the players are running the show.
Absolutely.
100% calling shots over GMs, owners. And this is a move. It's like I thought Praino had a great point last episode. I mean, OKC just gave Paul George a big deal. And he's like, and I thought Joe had a good point. It's one thing if a guy requests a trade. Dude, you just signed.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all.
Doesn't matter these days. No.
It couldn't be more different from the NFL.
What you got over there?
Well, no, I was just gonna add that Oklahoma City literally has Paul George Day.
Wait, yeah, it was
They did.
July
It was
6th. It was a
canceled.
year
Did
ago.
they cancel it though?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they literally made it for him though, and then he dips.
Yeah, it was set for Saturday.
I love that he forced a trade. I really think, like, if LeBron could swallow his pride enough, I think the Kawhi, like, negotiation story is like it'd be a movie. It'd be kind of a great movie, where we watch him orchestrate all these things to make it happen. And
what exactly went wrong there?
I just don't think Kawhi ever really wanted to play with the Lakers and LeBron. I mean, he seems like LeBron's the best player of his generation, if not all time.
Sure.
But Kawhi is, like, doing his thing without. He doesn't need LeBron.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 2 titles. He beat LeBron in a final and won the MVP.
Yeah.
He probably thinks, like, you know what? If I go out and do my own thing,
it's a good point.
and I win a title for Toronto and the Clippers, I'm one of the greatest players who ever lived. So
yeah. Do you like them? Now, I've put the Ruther curse and stink all over the Clippers winning it all because I stand by I'm one of those people. You have to prove me wrong as a franchise.
Right.
I treat the Browns the same way. I treat what's happening with the Raiders. It's like, until you prove me otherwise, even when you have on paper, we'd agree, right? The Clippers on paper are the best roster.
I need to see the full roster, but they're very, very good.
Very, very good.
I like the Clippers a lot. There's a bet. You know me. I like Vegas. I like following Vegas.
Yeah.
There was a bet I'll just say, there's a current bet. YouTube, hit me up with your thoughts. Even money that a team, you get to choose. You take any team from California to win the finals, or any team not in California.
So we have the Warriors, the Kings, the Lakers, and the Clippers.
That's correct. Even money.
So it's how many teams in the NBA? 30?
I think there's 30, yep.
So it's 4 versus the 26 field.
Correct.
It's an interesting bet.
Yeah.
People are sleeping on the Warriors. The Warriors are still going to be good.
They'll still be good. Here's one thing that tips it for me. Before Kawhi signed with the Clippers, that bet was posted, and California was an underdog. And now with Kawhi, they've sort of said they've kind of leveled the playing field a little bit.
Fun bet.
It's a really fun bet. I'm tending to lean against a California team winning the finals this year. That's my personal opinion. If I had my pick right now, if I'm going to Vegas, this is where a video where we might have to capture this later. If I'm going to Vegas, I'm putting my money on an Eastern Conference team to win the finals. The Bucks or the Sixers. I'd love it if the Celtics. I would love it if it was the Celtics.
Yeah.
Don't think they're quite right. I think they need to make a move for a big.
Sure.
But because there's a couple reasons why I don't love the teams in the West. One, it's a gauntlet. I mean, 1 through 8 is a gauntlet. So you gotta beat the best just to get to the finals.
Yeah.
And games matter. Like, you saw LeBron miss a month, right? And they knocked him out of the playoffs.
Sure.
Kawhi goes down. They become a 5-6 seed. LeBron, Anthony Davis gets hurt.
Yeah.
Do they make the playoffs? So there's just too much variance in the West for me to say, yes, that team is definitely coming out of the West. I actually like the Jazz a lot. I think the Jazz made some great moves. I think the Blazers made some solid moves.
You think the Mike Conley Jr. is a big upgrade over Ricky Rubio?
I definitely do. I think Rubio just wasn't like, although he actually toasted Russell Westbrook 2 years ago, sadly. I just like that. I like that addition. I like that team. There's some nice bench moves they made. The Trailblazers. I mean, 1 through 6 or 7.
It really is a gauntlet.
The Nuggets have got better.
Dude, the West.
The Nuggets have Porter Jr. coming out, who could be a rookie of the year last year, who's going to play for the first time if he's healthy. He's not healthy often.
The Western Conference in the NBA it's like a Game of Thrones. It really is.
It's absolutely loaded.
It's like, I know you're not really big into Game of Thrones, but
I've seen one episode.
As far as
I can imagine.
Wait a second. You stopped at 1?
I watched the pilot.
That's it.
Just to know what was going on.
Man, I'll tell you what, White Claw. People at White Claw Productions or whatever you call it, the distribution, whatever it is, you better watch out.
If I had a White Claw, I'd be watching way more.
I don't know, but you watched 1 and weren't impressed. Now
No. I'm going to be very, very tough on White Claw. Look,
That's what I'm saying.
For those of you who don't know, my wife works in wine. I spend many hours a day, many hours a day, tasting things, spitting them. I'll spit this out on camera, but it's not good. If it's not delicious, I will spit it out. I will ruin your rug. But back to the West, to me, that's why I think like
that's a great gift, by the way.
You lean Sixers without the addition of Al Horford. I like that piece a lot.
Yeah.
You know, the Bucks, if Giannis can get some offensive skill sets, they're 2 games away from going to the finals last year.
Yeah.
Got to think those teams are in the driver's seat to have a chance. To me, at 4-1 and maybe 7 or 8-1, got to go with those teams.
Yeah. What do you make of this new NBA rule about
the challenge?
The challenge.
I like it.
This happened this week.
I like it.
So, coaches can now do in-game challenges. Am I correct on this?
Yes.
And what exactly does that entail?
No flags, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping there'd be like the buffoonery of the NFL flag is part of the fun of a challenge in the NFL.
It's very theatrical.
The tuck under the in the sock. You know, like
I love when coaches can't get it out.
I've said this before, I think on this podcast.
You know what the equivalent is?
What's that?
I know we're a family show, Tug, but the equivalent is like trying to put on a condom and like you're in the heat of the moment and it's like, I don't like, you don't want to lose that moment. You're like in the game and there's 80,000 screaming fans and then, you just do what I do. You just don't wear one. But anyway, that's right.
Right? That's right.
That's why you don't throw the flag.
I agree.
Who was the coach where it ruined? Was it Jim Schwartz of the Detroit Lions? Do you remember that one Thanksgiving where he threw it was something he couldn't challenge?
That's right.
And then he got a penalty?
That's correct.
Which I think they've changed that rule. But you're right. There is.
It might have been the same game that Harbaugh and him got into it, as a matter of fact.
I think it was.
Yeah.
There's some sort of pageantry to.
It's and I think that on flags in general. Why does a ref? I've said this before, but why do refs need to throw a flag? You just drop the flag. We see that it's a flag on the. You don't need to like. Remember that's why that one guy lost his eyeball when he threw it into his helmet. But you don't need to throw a flag. You're the ref.
Yeah.
You know there's a flag on the field.
Yeah.
You just dropped it. What are we talking about? Anyway, the challenge rule I think is cool. I think it's a great idea. Too many of these games.
So how's this going to work?
Oh, apparently it's for like
they can challenge a personal foul,
goaltendings,
out of bounds, goaltending, basketball interference. Okay, and it's just I don't know, man.
The only rule I don't know is if is it like the NFL, if you get it right, you get the second challenge. You get another challenge.
My take on all this, which is an unpopular take, I think a lot of these things, and maybe it's not that unpopular, they slow down the game.
I agree with that.
Because my gripe I've said for years about the NFL is even with technology, they continue to get things wrong. The entire country will be watching a Sunday night football game. And, 90% of the fans are saying, what are you doing? And they continue to botch these things.
I agree with that. But they've already opened that door in the NBA with the last 2 minutes. And they go over to the
yeah.
This feel like should be a little bit cleaner. I mean,
yeah.
NBA 2.5 hour game. We'll get into your soccer experiences, but one of the beautiful things about watching international football,
I agree,
or soccer is that they end when you think they're going to end. They start and they end when you think they're going to end.
I completely agree.
Yeah. That's
one of the great things that it has going for itself, and we'll, like you said, we'll talk about my experience at the LAFC game last night. What is it? Bank of California Stadium?
I don't know.
Something like that.
That's Schiavelli. I don't know.
Schiavelli was into it.
Was he? I saw your Instagram story. I think he was dressed up,
bro.
He was like Raider Nation for LAFC.
He was. He had an extra scarf. He texts me. He goes, "You want me to bring a scarf?" And I'm like, "Look, dude. Technically, you can't. It's out of the camera angle. Technically, I got the Cincinnati FC. Shout out to. I apologize. I forget which dirtball sent that to me. But do we want to just get into that, or are we wrapping up NBA talk?
Anything else we want to talk about as far as
they've discussed? Praino and I have not gotten to this. They've discussed changing the number of games.
I like that too.
Fewer games.
I mean, to me, when's the first day in the calendar year where you really want to tune into NBA?
Christmas. Praino always says that, and I agree.
It's exactly right. It's Christmas.
Not October?
No. October is loaded with stuff. Football's in full swing. College football's in swing. We're in the World Series, if not the playoffs.
It's a good point.
It's just too much. It's like, what are we doing? So I think
they're talking about going as low as 58 NBA games.
Yeah.
That's low.
I mean, the owners, are they going to have a problem with that? Because, I mean, I don't know how much money that they lose in real life with the, you know,
but the thing about
stadiums and stuff.
the thing about the NBA is it's the same thing with the NFL. They have such lucrative TV deals. That's why all these NBA players are making all this money, right?
100%.
All these massive multi-billion-dollar TV contracts.
This is actually one thing I want to bring up with the before we move on about the West is, you know, LeBron helped indoctrinate the idea of load management into the NBA. And we're going to see so much with the 82-game thing is why I'm bringing this up, 82-game season. We're going to see a ton of load management next year. Kawhi basically showed he could win a title by missing 20-some games last year just because of load management.
I feel like you have young kids that shit in diapers. Do they have load management?
They do not. We're teaching one to have load management.
Okay.
One is learning. The other one has no clue. He's 8 months old.
Yeah.
But the Lakers are going to be interesting to me. So, two friends of mine who are very big Lakers fans are saying, are we gonna win like whatever the over is in our season win total for the Lakers? They're going to do it. I said I'm worried about it. They might win the championship, but I'm worried about it because they have so many guys that need to rest throughout the year. They got LeBron, Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, who recently went vegan,
Rajon Rondo,
Kuzma, you know, who's a little, you know, not a injury averse.
Boogie Cousins is vegan.
Yep, he just turned vegan, lost some weight, got himself.
I don't know how they do that and be an athlete.
There's 3 vegans on the Lakers.
That'd be tough.
Let me just look
It's shocking that they play in LA, right? So fitting.
They've been indoctrinated.
They have 3 vegans on the Lakers?
Yep, we look it up. It is.
This is a text thread you have with somebody, but the vegans on the Lakers.
It is. JaVale McGee, Kuzma, DeMarcus Cousins.
I knew Kuzma would be one of them.
The vegan trio.
Kuz, McGee, and Boogie.
That's right.
That's a meme right there.
We need to watch their injury status throughout the year. But anyway, NBA has been awesome.
I'm not even a joke here. I would like to know their diet. Because when you're vegan, when you take that protein out, man, my niece is vegan.
Well, they put their protein in. It's just in different forms of protein. It's like not, you know, meat.
I know that, but like from a I'd love to hear like from a dietitian, like what's that meat versus that meat when you're running up and down a basketball court.
You should bring a dietitian on Dirty Sports. I think the Dirt Balls are totally ready for that.
That's actually a great segue.
We've really evolved.
That's actually a great segue to White Claw.
What? Are we ready?
Are we ready? Dirtball fam, are we ready for the White Claw debate? Claw, 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 claw. All right, Tug is gonna get the White Claw, which let me turn you on the mic here, Aaron. You've purchased a variety pack. Now I just want to go over everything. Where did you get the variety pack at?
I got the variety pack from my local Vons.
Okay, your local Vons, which for people who don't know who are not in California, that is a grocery store. Now, it's
called a Safeway in the East Coast.
Yeah,
it's the same company for all you East Coasters out there.
I just want to, because I'm curious about everything. This is basically we're gonna do a review live here on the show. This is how many are in here?
You got 12.
12. This is a 12-pack of White Claw. What does this run at Vons?
About $15.99.
$15.99.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a variety pack. We have raspberry, black cherry. What else we got in here?
What's the appeal? Let's talk about from the very.
Thank you.
I'm totally new to this.
Okay.
So.
Real quick.
Sell me on this.
Real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Raspberry, black cherry, ruby grapefruit, and natural lime.
And before we get back to those questions, there was a poll. Shout out Jack LeBeau 400 people voted on this, and they said that their favorite, or the flavor I should try, is black cherry.
Okay.
Second would be mango, which we don't have. We'll have to save for another episode. Ruby grapefruit, and then lime. So we're going to go in reverse order and taste black cherry last. Because a lot of people hit me up and said, you got to try black cherry. That's the one. That's the one. So we'll save that for last.
I think we need to get you a bucket to spin it.
I'm going to get a spit cup. I'm going to get a spittoon.
Well, we actually have shout out to
You have a Dirty Sports spittoon?
shout out to Gino from Reno. I have a bucket, like a Miller Lite bucket or something. You could just empty. It's full of koozies.
Sure.
I think for
What else do a glass? But in all seriousness, you're not a drinker.
no.
We'll just make this clear. No one is pushing you to have these drinks.
What? Well, this
We
is-
think maybe if you want to sniff it or swill it and spit it out. I don't want to cause any problems.
well, this is what I want to
with your
explain.
moral code.
I think a lot of people were lost in that.
Yeah.
I have not drank a full beverage for over 5 years. I want to make that clear. I take sips not all the time, but
Yo, bro, I take sips all the time.
if I'm at a bar and somebody orders a mixed drink or a beer and I'm curious how it tastes, I'll take a sip. My buddy got married in March. I was the best man. I had half a glass of wine for the
Yeah,
toast.
toast. Yeah.
So I think Dirtballs saw this, and I saw a lot of tweets,
I did too.
from Jesus and A. Millie down in Louisiana. They thought, I'm not wasting my sobriety because, guys, I've still taken sips. I'm not – nothing against these people. I'm not – Aaron and I were kind of laughing about this beforehand. I'm not the AA person who – I couldn't tell you the number of days and chips and all that. Nothing against those people, but the point is I'm not going to have – or maybe I am – half a can of White Claw and then turn into an alcoholic.
Listen,
Maybe.
You're an adult. I'm just saying that we as a fellow dirtball, we care about you, and we just make sure that you're doing this.
Yeah, I appreciate
the right
that,
way.
though.
Okay?
I appreciate that.
I do consume alcohol, and I have 2 kids, so I'm going to be drinking all of these, and whatever's left over, I'm also going to drink.
Yeah, of course.
Because I biked over here,
Yeah,
and I can just walk home.
yeah.
So I'm ready to rip into it. But I need to know first and foremost, before we dig in,
I think we need a couple spit cups for sure.
let me get some spit cups. But you talk to us about what makes these things so hot. Like what is it? Give us a sell.
So, some people they like sugary drinks and whatnot. For me personally, I hate sugary drinks and whatnot, and that's like the biggest part of the appeal for me is that they're so low in sugar, but they still taste good. And when I usually go out, my drink of choice is something simple like a vodka soda, and this is kind of like the closest thing to it. I also love to drink more than just a couple beers. Like I like to throw some back, and without getting extraordinarily full for no reason. And this prevents that. These are pretty light, and you can drink them, and it gets to the point where it's like, okay, damn, I've kind of had a lot of these. I should probably pay attention to this because you just don't realize it. You'll just keep drinking them because they taste so damn good. But they're also strong enough to where it's like, all right, cool. I'm not like drinking something totally pointless. Like I'm drinking, and I'm actually consuming alcohol. It's not just some 3% nonsense.
Well, let's get to the actual debate, which was also lost in the mix. Before we start drinking these, I went and re-listened today the entire White Claw discussion, and
Wow, amazing life.
it wasn't too bad. It was I have it up on my whiteboard. It was about 13 to 14 minutes. I stand by my take, Tug. Do you want to hear my take as you open those up?
I do.
My take is this, guys. I think sparkling drinks are lame. This is where Tug and I are going to disagree off the bat. He likes Perrier. I think people who order sparkling water, that's a bitch move to me. It's a total bitch move. Just order water. So my take on
Pass that down, please.
these beverages goes beyond alcohol. It basically is.
But why? Can you tell me why? Why
Sure.
is it?
I just think it's a bitch move.
But that doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it's just how I am.
You just think. Listen.
I think ordering a Perrier at a bar is a bitch move.
You just don't find a sparkling drink refreshing?
No, never have.
And you ever been to Europe?
Yeah, of course.
Did you drink a sparkling beverage there?
No.
Still, you're a still guy.
I lived in Spain for 4 months. Traveled Europe for 4 months.
Shout out to 1 year ago today, guys. I just want to say this. I ran in Pamplona with the Bulls. 1 year ago today, Josh Norman tried to steal my thunder by jumping over a bull. I did that last year. So shout out my life.
So I just want to say that's where a lot of this stems from,
I
and
think that's weird. It's a weird take. I mean, I agree with Joe to the sense like that's not. It's a weird hill to die on.
I'm not dying. I just think it's a bitch move. I think it's not as bitch as drinking a hard sparkling water. This is the
You
wavelength.
hate sparkling water. You hate sparkling water.
Oh, I can't stand it. It's a bitch move.
I love sparkling water.
It's a bitch move.
It's
dude.
so weird. I love sparkling wine, sparkling.
Oh,
you know,
no.
like
No,
ciders.
no. Ciders are all right. It's a little different.
Oh, okay. There's a modifier here, guys. We got a modifier.
This is water. So,
Yeah,
so
no,
hold on. So that's my first take. I just want to get that clear. That's my first take. Is that I'm not a fan of the sparkling water. Never have been. I've always been a water guy. So that's fine. But you alluded to it earlier. When I see
Your epitaph is I'm a water guy, by the way. Great.
I see a sparkling water
Let's take a look. I've never
with
seen this before.
alcohol, this is what I think of. I think of Zima.
Yep.
Bitch drink. I think of Mike's Hard Lemonade. That's when you're 16 and you think it's like I think of it on those wavelengths.
What was the one from a few years ago where you would drop it on a friend and they'd have to chug it?
Oh, Smirnoff Ice, yeah.
Smirnoff Ice.
I still do that.
Yeah.
Same
I
thing.
did that to my girlfriend on her birthday like
Same
2 weeks
thing.
ago.
So what,
Smirnoff
are
Ice.
these comparable? Like
No, way different.
Yeah.
See, the appeal to these is the lack of sugar in them. It's like damage control when you're drinking because you already know alcohol's bad for you inherently. These are so low in sugar that it's like, all right, I'm not gonna completely fuck myself tomorrow and feel like shit all day. It's like,
Really, Aaron? Let's talk.
Hey, I felt great the next day.
Bullshit, dude. This is where I'm debunking this theory.
I was at work all day
this
feeling fantastic.
This is my whole point. This goes back to me, guys, and this is maybe an Andy Ruther thing. I don't understand
Pass these over too, by the way.
the concept of
Pass that one.
going to get ripped and caring about your calories.
Well,
Like, hold on. Let me just.
it's not
explain.
necessarily calories. I mean,
No, but it is. But that's what you said. But that's what everybody drinking the Claw or even their Miller Lights say. I care. This to me. Think about this. Think about this. I want everybody to think about this who's listening. You're telling me, I'm talking about when people binge drink. Dude, I'm going to have 20 fucking beers today, but I'm going to do Miller Lite because it's going to save me 500 calories. Who gives a fuck? Like, if you like Miller Lite, that's cool. But the thought of doing it to save and count calories is, by my Andy Ruther definition, a bitch move. You're counting calories while you're literally destroying brain cells. That again, in my opinion, is the equivalent of going to McDonald's, ordering a Big Mac meal, and getting a Diet Coke or a salad instead of your fries. It's a bitch. Dude, just go all in. When I go order pizza, I'm not like, I'm going to have a large pizza, which is not good for my body. I'm not going to say, but give me the one with the... I'm not a bitch, dude. I know I'm eating shit.
but my thing is never calories. I've never been about calories. It's always
You
about
said
the
that
carb.
last
Literally
episode.
just said it's about calories.
No.
just
That was his
said
thing.
it.
Here's the thing. My thing is always about low carb, and I get that by doing low carb, low calories is kind of like a byproduct of that. So I usually look at the carbs, so which I get how it's kind of two sides of the same coin, in a sense. But it's all about low carbs, and I know how you're
That's low
saying
calories.
just-
Tomato.
just
right?
go in. I know how you're saying just go in, but at the same time, there's the next day I don't want to look back and be like, damn, I really consumed all of that on top of the fact that this is already not the best thing. It's just making it a steeper hill to climb back up
That's
to feel
weird.
better.
That's
you
weird
know?
for me.
Let's taste the first one while we're having this discussion.
Because I want to hear your take on that, Tug.
I do, but I need to start to drink.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna try the natural lime.
I think we should be opening all four of these at some point, but I think
Yeah.
it's important to like start with the natural lime. My favorite is grapefruit. Okay, well that's fine. That's great. That's great for you.
Okay. So we're gonna start with the natural lime. We're gonna start with this one.
Grapefruit is Aaron's favorite, so we'll do that second to last, and black cherry, which is the perennial favorite.
So this one has 2 carbs and 100 calories. They all have 2 carbs and 100 calories. All right. So we started here with the natural lime.
Here's a toast.
Salute
Salute to you.
to me
The dirt
becoming an
balls
alcoholic
and dirt
again.
sports. Hold on a second. Before we do this, let me just say this. We need to move these koozies, don't we? We need to move them out to the people. People can get these.
Yeah.
How do you get these?
Well, first of all, if you leave an iTunes review.
That's right.
Nice plug, Tug.
Thank you.
If you leave an iTunes review or if you leave a screenshot with our sponsor. By the way, a couple of those are yours.
Yeah, that's
Shout out to
awesome.
Matthew Zirkis,
Yeah, Matthew,
his
thank you.
podcast.
Yeah,
a couple of those are
I
yours.
listen to it. It's great.
Uh,
Excuse us for dumping it out for this particular spittoon.
we have tons of koozies in there. I even keep notes from the dirt balls in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, so we have the lime drink. And
Nothing's going in here. Don't worry.
yeah, I'm gonna take a sip of it. Just as I thought.
You're incredible. Your palate is incredible.
Sparkling water. I'd rather have a regular water.
This is just the lime, though. Give it a chance. Here's mine. Nope.
Okay, take me through your thought process.
Here's my thinking on this White Claw. This is the first flavor. It's not for me, and this is the least popular, I think, of the four.
Okay.
This feels like if you were to drink like a vodka soda with lime that was completely watered down, like there's no taste. It's all like.
Yeah, let me take another sip.
Maybe if it's like 95 degrees out, like it is all over a lot of the East Coast, and I'm maybe into this, but
So you're not feeling it.
this one is not for me, and I think part of it is the fact that the sugar. There's not any sugar.
I agree.
Like they need sugar.
It's a good point.
You know what I mean?
It's a good point. There's none.
Part of the fun of drinking these things is the sugar.
Dude, that's what I've been saying.
It's like a tweener. Like a vodka soda is a clean drink.
I agree.
You know, you're getting a clean drink with a hint of lime. This doesn't know what it wants to be. That's my personal opinion. Am I still going to drink it all? Absolutely.
and I want to say something else as I see some of the comments and some of the tweets. I don't know how many times I can reiterate this. Guys, you can drink whatever you want. Just like I can call you a bitch for doing that. It's weird to me, this rabbit hole we've gone down, and I've seen the tweets, and it's like, just like Joe and I call grown men who bring baseball gloves to a game a bitch, I'm saying this is a bitch move, in my opinion. You can disagree with me, but I'll tell you one thing. I still think it's a bitch move to drink this shit. And to be honest, I agree with Tug. It didn't taste that good. What this tastes like to me is just, let me put it this way. My sister-in-law drinks sparkling water, flavored sparkling water. It's the same shit, dude. I go to her house. She'll be like, you want sparkling water? And I'll say, no, because it doesn't do anything for me. I'll just drink tap water. I want to make tap water great again.
Now, you've insulted me by saying, the fact that I drink sparkling water is a bitch move. That's fine. I am on the other side of the spectrum where I agree with you. Drink whatever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
You bring this to a volleyball.
Sure.
I've never played spike ball. Have you played spike ball before?
No, another great white person thing.
So I'm thinking about playing spike ball this weekend, and I think this might be an occasion where I'll allow myself to enjoy a natural lime White Claw. What do you think, Aaron?
Yeah, I think it's a great beach drink, that's for sure. Stang had a great idea from the comments. He was saying, can we get you guys to please rate each flavor 1 to 10?
Let's do it.
I think you're also.
What's up with the next one?
You guys are.
What are you rating the lime then?
I need a base. That to me is I'm not prepared to rate that one yet. I need to taste the second one before I can compare them.
All right. So what are we doing next?
Let's do raspberry next.
Raspberry
next.
All right.
I think you guys are also discrediting the fact that it's 5% alcohol. So you say it's sparkling water, but it's kind of cool to have sparkling water that's also 5% alcohol.
Which then
you're
just
just
proves.
But I think
that just proves my point. Make a vodka tonic. Make a vodka soda.
But this is convenient.
Well, there's some.
Can we address this? I'm sorry. I'm going to get worked up. It's convenient. I'm going to look into the camera for this one. If you think it's too difficult to fucking grab some ice, put it in a cup, pour vodka in a cup, then pour tonic or soda water, and then maybe possibly slice up a lime. If that's too difficult, this idea of convenience is fucking ridiculous.
Well, Andy,
It's ridiculous.
You're drinking in your own house, so of course. But I did hear Aaron's point to say you go to the beach, convenience of not having to make a cocktail at the beach versus having one in a cooler it's a plus for White Claw.
Okay, sure.
You're being too hard on White Claw. You're being way too hard. Okay?
The convenience thing is a ridiculous argument.
I don't agree with that. I think, look, canned beverages are awesome. Wine is moving into cans.
Tasteless canned beverages.
Well, hold on. We weren't the biggest fans of the lime. Let's try raspberry. Interesting.
I see the motion going on in Tug's head as it hits his palate.
I think there's it hits me more in the mid palate, guys and gals.
As if there's any woman watching this.
They should be. Make sure you get this one, Aaron, and post it on my Instagram story. I like this one better.
This has turned into an episode of The Real Housewives. This is basically a Real Housewives. This is what
This
people.
is midsummer. This is what you guys, you all know this as well as I do. This is the worst time of year for sports.
I know.
Unless
It's
you're
so funny.
following Wimbledon, which we'll get into in a second,
Yeah.
or the British Open. But
I need your analysis of the raspberry White Claw.
this is an improvement.
Or do you want me to take my sip?
This is an improvement on the lime for me. Go ahead.
It's an improvement. It's a slight improvement. I agree.
My issue is
It's just so bland.
it's bland. It has an artificial raspberry thing that I'm not really into. It's like I know they're pumping the gas into us, and we're buying it. I didn't know what I was expecting. I think I was expecting.
Do you want to hear
a
my?
little
Do you
more
want to hear what
sugar.
I'm figuring out? Most of the people defending White Claw are, like I said, they are 30 and under, mostly 25 and under, millennials who haven't eaten or tasted, experienced life. Right? So this is my theory already, Tug.
You're such like a get off my lawn right now.
No. Hold on. I'm not
You're
a
so
get
get off my
I'm not
lawn.
a get off my lawn. Let me finish my point.
Yeah.
My point is this. I was actually going to bring up myself as an example.
Okay.
My palate is much better.
You drink tap water. What are you talking about? You won't drink sparkling water. You drink tap water. How are you more refined?
My palate, when it comes to food and drink, there's some amazing synergy kombucha in there.
You and your green tea and your kombucha.
Yeah. But my point is this. I drank alcohol up until age 33. I lived long enough to try more things. These are young kids who are binging on it. They don't care for the taste. Just like I didn't care for the taste at 25, 26. That's my theory.
I think part of this, which is interesting, is that my expectation was more like a Zima or a Smirnoff Ice, and I haven't gotten there with. This is going to sound so dumb, but like
What?
it just Smirnoff I think has a little bit more sugar in it. It just has a little bit more, for lack of a better term, like a body to it.
It's very bland. I mean, the word that keeps coming to my mind is bland.
It's very crushable if you're on the beach, or I can see why people are into it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I wouldn't want to go around. I don't know if I haven't found the beverage.
I find myself already being very burpy.
Well, that's on you. But you're also a guy that can't run with water in his tummy. Refuses to run with water in his stomach.
That's not true.
It's a fact.
I don't refuse to
Yeah,
run.
well, whatever. All right, number
You're
3.
playing a Praino role there with a few digs, I see.
I know.
Okay.
Only because I love you.
All right, Tug.
Ruby grapefruit, Aaron's favorite.
Is this Aaron's
Is
favorite?
anyone out there drinking
is,
with
yeah.
us?
I hope so.
Shout out to anyone out there also doing the taste test challenge.
I know we got one guy drinking with us. It's actually Bo's birthday today. He said he's drinking some Claws for his birthday. So shout
And
out
I
to
think
Bo.
Bo said, shout out Bo, happy birthday. I think black cherry is his favorite, so we're getting to that last. I'm going to finish all these, though.
Well, I'm only doing a couple sips, so
Yeah.
we need to
I'll finish yours, too.
finish all the ones that I've opened as well.
Kobe shot challenge.
Okay. So now you have opened
This is ruby grapefruit.
Ruby Grapefruit.
Here we go. This is a popular one. Here we go.
But I want to talk about Tug's technique while he drinks.
Here we go. No, we're getting somewhere now, guys. Guys and gals, we're getting somewhere with Ruby Grapefruit. I think we're going in the right order. So we're going from least popular, least tasty to the most tasty. This is a good one.
All right, I have now opened the Ruby Grapefruit as well. By the way, I can tell that this isn't your first rodeo with taste testing.
Okay.
I can just see it in your face.
For those of you who know me, know that my wife and I co-own a wine bar in Santa Monica. My wife knows infinitely more about wine than I'll ever know. But I got to sit there and open the bar, so I got to taste a lot of wines.
Yeah.
So I did the whole.
You hear another thing Andy Ruther doesn't like?
Wine tasting. Wine sipping.
The swirling. Now I worked in a restaurant, right? So we had to do this all the time too.
Yes.
So I worked at Hotel Oceana. I worked in the hotel. Who was our distributor? Southern Wines.
Of course.
Is that the big one, right?
Southern's the big one.
So Southern would come in and they'd gather all the waiters, and I waited tables there for, I don't know, 3.5, 4 years. So I did a ton of these tastings too. And when they would swirl it around, especially when we'd have guests, you know who was bad one day doing it. And I hate to do it because I love him as an actor. He used to come in there a lot. Michael Keaton.
Came in there and then
Michael
sloshed it around
Michael
a little
Keaton
bit, huh?
came in. He used to come in the restaurant a lot. Low profile guy, very nice guy, good tipper. And he calls me over. He said, "Hey man, what's the deal?" It was a red wine. I don't know what it was. Maybe a Coppola or whatever the fuck he was drinking. I don't remember. But he asked me. He's like, you should try this. I think it's off. I want to be like, listen here, Batman. I don't fucking know. To me, wine is all fucking same. It was all stomped on by some dirty person's foot, and you guys are all.
Drink wine is a bitch move. Or whatever your phrase is.
I'm not ready to go that far. But this swirling around.
You know it serves a purpose, right?
A bitch perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
There it is. Okay, let me test the
Have a test.
Ruby Grapefruit.
Let's get this on camera.
It's definitely been the best. But again, for me, I'm so drunk. By the way, no, I'm kidding. It's very bland. Like I said, this to me. Now, as a guy who drinks, do you drink flavored, sparkling stuff?
No, I don't.
Okay, because to me, this tastes like any other flavored sparkling water.
I'm starting to come around to Aaron's line of thinking, though, and maybe it's because the alcohol's kicking in. I would never normally drink sparkling water that's flavored, but you're getting 5% alcohol. You're getting some booze injected into the system. So.
Okay, so it's 100 calories. 2 carbs. Miller Lite is 96 calories. Tastes much better. Much better.
I'm not a Miller Lite guy.
I'm not a big Miller Lite guy either, but there's a taste to it. It's a beer. It tastes so much better. In fact, I would go on record saying I'd say most of those light beers, which I looked up today, are all around the 95, 96 calories, taste better than this. You're getting shit-faced on sparkling water at the beach versus Miller Lites at the beach. Sparkling water, bitch move.
Not getting full, though.
They're both about the same amount of calories. So what are we discussing, fool? Miller Lite actually has less calories.
Carbs, bro. Carbs. All right, let's do the last one.
Okay.
This is a shout out, Bo. Happy birthday, bud. It's your favorite. Let's do it.
A little disappointed that Bo drinks this, by the way. I like Bo.
Bo's great.
But come on, Bo. All right. So this is the black cherry.
All right, I'm going to go first here.
Tug is he's getting in the zone.
Get this for me. I really want to get in this.
All right.
This is what everyone says is their favorite. Every single person I've ever talked to about White Claw says this is their favorite. Here we go. This is my favorite.
The black cherry.
This is the best one. Yep.
Why?
It has the closest resemblance to what we think is sugar. You know, it's almost tricking us to think there's a little sugar on the back end. Get in there. Let me see.
Yeah, I can see why this is the favorite.
It's almost like a soda, right? Like,
It's getting there.
Yeah.
We've gradually worked our way up. It's for sure getting there.
Hey, shout out to all the dirtballs who voted because this is the correct order of the flight, if you will, of White Claw.
Still not a fan.
I don't think. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I would ever buy these. But if I was at the beach, I would drink one. That's my stance on this.
But to me, that doesn't say much. You just said you would never buy one. Tug, if I was still drinking alcohol, if anybody gave me any beverage on the beach, I would drink it. You're at the fucking beach.
Yeah, well,
I'm saying that's not a good vote of confidence for
let
White
me ask
Claw.
you this, Aaron. Let's hop back on the mic here because you're the fan. If you're buying alcohol for your apartment or house or wherever you live, are you buying White Claw for the house just to have on a random Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or are you gonna are you gonna have beers or make a margarita for yourself?
Majority of the time now, it's White Claw.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I also, I have the Costco size pack of like the Michelob Premium Gold Ultras.
But let me
like
explain
the super light
So
beer.
you cared that much, like your physicality, your physique matters to you.
Do you know what he does with his
It
pizza?
does,
He doesn't
yeah.
even eat pizza. He will scrape off. By the way, guys, this is the guy vouching for White Claw. Love Aaron, but this is your guy. He would take a pizza slice, scrape off, let's say it's pepperoni and sausage, scrape off the top cheese, the pepperoni and sausage cheese. That's it. This is your White Claw advocate.
This is true. I do that.
So I'm just saying.
It's very interesting that you just have a fridge full of White Claw.
Yeah, a fridge full of White Claw. Aside from that, I'll drink vodka. I'll drink tequila with just some sparkling water, or I'll mix it with White Claw. I usually chase it with White Claw or mix it with White Claw.
It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I usually do both.
Let me ask you this: how long did you ever have Smirnoff Ice in your fridge? Were you drinking Smirnoff Ice on a Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday night?
I never drink Smirnoff Ice by choice. I always just get iced, and then I'm like, fuck, and then I got to drink it. Or I'll ice my friends, one or the other,
Yeah.
or even, like I said, I iced my girlfriend not that long ago.
So how long do you think, in your estimation, does White Claw have currency? Is this a drink? Is this a Miller Lite for our future? Are we going to see this in?
I certainly hope so. I think
It is, because everyone's bitches now.
I think
The bitch movement has overtaken our
I
country.
saw a comment
Oh
said
my
that-
God!
that
Bitches!
the
You're
Andy,
hammered.
the Andy transition to Walt 2.0 is happening before our eyes.
Yeah,
I saw that. in
Yeah,
the
he's turning into the
comments.
Hulk right now.
No,
I think it will, though. I think if you look at how health conscious people are these days and think about what they're putting in their body.
That's hilarious. I'm health. It goes back to my point. I'm health conscious. I'm gonna drink 30 of them.
But you don't have to just fuck yourself over every time you drink.
Aaron,
Granted, I'm not the best example.
there's no
of that.
Again, let me reiterate. From two old ass dudes, there's no fucking taste to this. If you're sitting at the beach, cool. Tug just said he would never buy one, and obviously Tug's not speaking on behalf of everybody. But the only people who should drink this, these are my only okays, without calling you a bitch. Women and gay dudes. That's it.
That's dumb. I don't think their palates are not any different than. Well, maybe some of them are, but I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much what I believe. But I'm also a person that I'm currently just a little bit backstory on where I am. Like, I'm older. I have a kid, so I've been making cocktails at my own house. That's where I spend my time. So I'm in the full cocktail experience. I'm not interested in
But again, Tug, the people who are talking about this are normally, I'm assuming, and I bet I'm correct, a lot of people binge drinking. And if they're not, then you just don't have a good palate. Because it's sparkling water. It's flavored. I would actually, this is true. I'm not just saying this. I would rather have non-flavored sparkling water than flavored. I think flavored sparkling water, it has a fake sugar taste to it.
I don't disagree. I agree. Let me ask you this: people on the YouTube, do you guys drink sparkling water too? Let me know.
Yeah.
They also drink sparkling water, or is it just about the White Claw?
I do also drink sparkling water, at least for me.
Oh yeah. So when
Yeah.
you're because you're obviously a well-adjusted, smart person, and like Andy Ruther. What are some of the comments saying? What's going on out in the world? Like, let us know. Update
So
us.
people are still waiting on the 1 through 10 reviews per
God,
flavor.
let's do it.
So
Thank you
we
so
need that.
much. Yeah. Okay.
Good point. Nice twerks.
Now that we've tasted everything, I think it's fair to rate them. So I'm going to start with the beginning.
I'm going to rate mine on a scale of 1 to 10 bitches.
And I really want to Aaron Rodgers this and like chug it. But I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Lime is first. Now that you know what's funny, I'm coming back around on lime. Lime's a 10. They're all 10s, 4 10s. No, this is
You had me first.
I know I did. I tricked you. What was 2? Raspberry? I think we're gonna go with like the order in which we tasted. The order in which we tasted is the quality of the White Claw. So we went lime. I'm going to give lime a 3.
Okay.
I'm going to give raspberry a 4. I'm going to give ruby grapefruit a 6.
Ooh, big jump.
And I'm going to give black cherry a 7.
Okay.
Where I would say 8s and 9s would be like 9's like a Miller Lite, 10's like a Coors Light in my opinion. These are all the comps. I'm a Coors Light person.
You're a Coors Light guy.
Yeah. Andy, what do you think?
I mean, I'm not going to drink everything again because, we got to get me under control here.
Smart.
Can't be having
Thank you.
Can't be having seizures on air.
Thank you.
Threshold's a little higher than the non-brain injury guy, so something I got to watch. I don't disagree with a lot of those, but like I said, I'm just being honest. I'm not a big fan of flavored sparkling water. So it's like, I wouldn't go above a 5 on any of these.
Wow.
Even if there was no alcohol in it. I just want everybody to know, like that's what's so weird to me is that I don't think people really like the taste. I think it's this weird carb, and I'm sure they've done a brilliant marketing job, right, Tug?
They have.
It's not alcohol, right? Like it's you're the young person who's like, dude, it's just sparkling water, but I get fucked up on it.
Look, nobody really wants to taste the alcohol. That's like most people who drink don't want to taste alcohol unless you're like tasting a good whiskey or a good bourbon. People don't drink. That's why tiki drinks are so popular. Like
Pina coladas, margaritas.
No, yeah, that's a big reason why I like these, because me being a sparkling water fan as it is, this is a pretty comparable to a regular sparkling water, plus the 5% alcohol, and that's like the biggest appeal to me is the fact that it has that 5% kick to it that I wouldn't otherwise get from just normally sipping on sparkling water at home.
And how old are you?
26 now.
26. Yeah, that's like prime time binge drinking.
That's what I'm saying.
Age.
But that's going back to my point. But I also want to reiterate, and I'll ask you, and maybe this is just me, and if it is, fine, it's just me. Never in my fucking life, from drinking from ages 16 to 33, did I ever, not once, know when I was going to a tailgate, a pool party, a beach, whatever it was, never once when I was like, I'm getting fucked up, was I like, better count my calories. That is, without a doubt, a bitch move.
Is bitch moving to a slogan?
TCH move. That is a bitch fucking move. You're binging all day, all fucking night, whatever it is. That's a fucking bitch move to count your calories when you are literally killing your brain cells. I don't get that.
I will say this.
That's weird to me.
As a person who has had a lot of cocktails or drinks in his past, if I'm drinking beers, I don't like once you start drinking beers, I think the calories stop counting. Like you're just all in.
Well, apparently it doesn't. I agree with you.
But if when I was in New York or I'm going to a club in LA, which hasn't been in a year or two, it's usually vodka sodas, like because you can do more of them.
Okay.
So I don't want to say maybe it's not the calories. It's the and this might be an old wives' tale.
But it's like the lightness of it, because I love
the
vodka
sugar,
soda.
because sometimes you have hangovers.
Oh, the sugar
when
kills
you start doing the sugars.
Yeah,
and that's
the
what
worst
you're
hangovers.
worried about. So you do you stick to one drink, and it's usually the mixers a lot of times that kill you. So
Yeah, well, like perfect example, 4th of July, I came over, and I had the greatest
400
time.
White Claws.
I had so many
I
White
saw-
Claws.
you were.
Yeah,
you
and
were
I was
ham-bone.
chasing my bottle of vodka with the White Claws, and the next day I was at work for damn near 11 hours the next day, and I was fine. I was good. Like I had kind of a rough morning.
Hold on.
Then I was okay.
Hold on a second. You were not fine. You couldn't find. Just say it, because you said it to me before we went on air. The reason I thought he was having sex in my apartment with his lady, the reason he was gone for 20 minutes, he got lost in my building for 20 minutes.
Easy to do.
I did, yeah. I
Yes,
got lost.
easy to do.
I thought I knew where I was going, and we ended up on the far right corner going out towards Main Street.
But my point is, you weren't fine. You were drunk, and I don't care. Like,
but that's part of the point, is that I was drunk, like I wanted to be, and I meant that I was fine the next day. I didn't have this massive hangover as if I just got done slamming a bunch of Jack and Honeys, a bunch of Jaeger bombs or some shit. It's like I just had like my normal vodka soda drink that I would normally have. I had that just in a more convenient version in a can that I could just dispose of easily afterwards.
Okay.
They're easiest.
I love the disposing of a can.
Yeah. I don't got to
Easily
deal with the
counts
bottle.
the drinkability of
You know what I
something.
mean? It's like these
That's
are
my
all
favorite. My favorite.
These are all
It's in a
factors.
can. I can dispose of it easily.
Yeah,
So
hey,
you have to.
also about the environment.
Yeah.
No, but think about it. I mean, think about it. It tastes like sparkling water. They're easy to drink, easy to binge drink, easy to play drinking games with. They are 5% alcohol. They're low in sugar. You're not going to feel full as shit after, like you just got done chugging 6 Miller Lights. You know, I can drink all 12 of these, and I would still not feel as full as I finished
but that's
4
again,
Miller Lights.
That's confusing again, because again, it actually has less calorie. Miller Lite has less calories.
But it's not about calories.
The bottom line for you is you just don't like the taste. That's
Well,
fine.
the bottom line for me is the two things which I'm still standing by is, one, the taste, but more importantly, this idea of counting your calories or carbs, especially when binge drinking, is hilarious to me. It's absolutely wild. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get the person who orders 5 slices of pizza with a salad. Like, dude, you've already wrecked
But
that train
I also
tonight.
think you're looking at it from the wrong angle, because I grew up also with the whole binge drinking thing. So I know I'm going to binge drink regardless. It's like I might as well help myself as much as I can to an extent.
Then don't drink.
But that's not an option. Come on. I mean, so this is where I'm at, where I think these are the best option now, because it tastes like I'm drinking sparkling water. Easy to drink. I'm not going to feel like I need to throw up instantly afterwards because I just got done. Like, if I can shotgun a White Claw much easier than I can shotgun a beer.
Shotgunning a White Claw?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's interesting.
No. So what are are the drinking games of today still the same staples? Like, what are the drinking games of today?
Probably. I mean, I grew up through college playing, of course, beer pong.
Yeah.
You play.
They call it
Games
bitch
like-
pong when you play with fucking
yeah,
White Claw.
with White Claw. Was Flip Cup more popular than
Yeah, no,
beer
Flip
pong?
Cup's popular, especially when you get a lot of people and,
Yeah,
and you
Flip
want to get
Cup's-
everybody involved. Things like Rage Cage, some people call it stackers. Four banger. Beer die.
Beer does great.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine these fucking bitch ass kids in college? Can you imagine them being like, "Oh, I'm not playing beer pong with that beer because of calories." You guys are fucking weak.
You're incredible.
No,
But it's not
You're just like the
calories.
angry uncle.
I'm
like
not
this,
angry. I'm not angry at
you're
all.
angry I want an angry uncle T-shirt.
Tug, it's not angry. I'm saying it's a bitch move. Just like somebody can call me a bitch for eating kale salad. I'll accept it. They can say, "Hey, Ruther, that's a bitch move." See, that's the difference. A guy brings a baseball glove to a game. A guy wears a Dodgers jersey to a fucking Reds Pirates game. That's a bitch move. A guy orders a White Claw at a ball game. I'm be like, "That's a bitch fucking move, dude." You order a Zima, a fucking whatever the shit was back in the day. It's the same shit, man. It's all bitch moves. In my opinion, you guys can go drink your White Claw. You can count your calories when you're drinking all day. Dude, that is the funniest shit ever to me, counting calories while drinking.
My thinking on White Claw. I mean, look, I don't know anyone affiliated with White Claw. To me, this is like this hit the market huge. The last 10 days, I never heard it before. I saw it on people's Instagrams.
Yeah.
I think I saw it at
I'm sure it's massive.
I haven't seen it before, like a party or something. To me, this is something that like they're gonna sell this so fast to Coca-Cola or something.
I saw a tweet that said it's actually for the last 7 months it's outsold all beer.
Yeah, someone's gonna buy it and they're gonna get out. They're gonna be like, see you later. I think Darren Ravel actually wrote that tweet. Actually, yeah.
I'm sure it will.
But to me, it feels like a fad. Maybe I'm wrong. It feels like a fad. But I wish him the best, and I wish I invented it. Because I wouldn't be on this goddamn podcast.
Yeah, me too. I had no clue how many bitch move people there were out there. There's just millions.
So,
and I'm sure, especially at that age, I'm sure women love it. I'm sure women love it.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely love a good craft beer. You know, a solid brew.
Don't try to hedge. Don't try to hedge.
I was like, don't get me wrong. I still
hedge.
do. Like,
Don't do the hedge.
I'll go
Don't
down
do
to
it.
the dudes, and I'll try all the good beers I got there and whatnot. I still love to try a good beer, but at a certain point, you know, the Miller Lite, the Coors Light, they just don't do it for me right now. And these do. And I like to catch a good buzz. You know, occasional nights, whatever, just at home. So this does it.
I love it. Anything? What are the Instagram or the YouTube guys saying?
Let's see. They earlier were asking for the rankings.
Yep, got them.
I asked if we're going out after this, which I'm not. I'm not down.
I'm going out. Let's go out.
We're going out.
Yeah, let's go out after this.
Well, if we go to Townhouse, they're not going to be selling White Claws. I'll tell you that much.
So you think?
No,
when we
I know.
Get there,
I know.
that you put
that guy with his hipster mustache is going to look at you and be like, "Dude, do you want fucking Jameson? What the fuck is White Claw?" White Claw is like, I feel like when you drink a White Claw, you have to be watching E. Like, E has to be in the background. The Kardashians or maybe a Real Housewives, maybe Bravo channel. I feel like that's what it is.
I did get a nice tweet from Stanga saying, "Twerks, defend your White Claws, unlike the land that was stolen from you." So I think maybe this might be some
soon.
built-up anger, you know, just fighting for my people.
But Tug, there's not anger in me. I just think it's a bitch move. It's not anger.
I feel though like my ball went over your fence and I asked you for it and you literally streamed it off my lawn.
How? But it's me sharing my opinion, guys. That's not anger. It's me giving my take of I think this is a bitch move.
Yeah, but why do you care?
I was asked about it. We're discussing it. Tug, that's like saying, why do I care when a grown man brings a ball glove to a game? Why do I care? Why do I care when a guy shows up at a Dodgers game wearing a Giants jersey and the Giants aren't playing? Why do I care? You could say that about anything in life. Why do I care?
Yeah, but you seem like a guy that's like, if you don't bother me, I'm not going to bother you. So what,
I don't care, but this was, you can drink whatever you want, but this was brought to our attention because he brought a bunch of White Claws and then it turned into a discussion last podcast.
What's Praino's stance? He liked them?
But Joe had also probably never had one.
Joe's stance, when I first mentioned him, he mentioned how he's had them before, and he said, oh, yeah, they're fine. His stance was very similar to yours, how if he's out by the pool, he'll like them. Of course, they're convenient. It's easier than a mixed drink. And he's not going to prefer it over like a Miller Lite, but he's also not going to turn it down if the option's there, and especially like when you're out in the heat. It's nice.
I've just decided I've upgraded over Miller Lite. I would take this over Miller Lite. That's
okay.
That's a note.
You do you.
I will.
Who knew the White Claw discussion would last so long?
It's great. What else do we got? Can I get my 2 minutes on Wimbledon?
You can do that, but Tug, I want to talk about something that's even better than White Claw, which everybody can use. SeatGeek.
Oh shoot!
I used SeatGeek last night. Me, Shabelli.
Oh, we're gonna go there. We're talking about this now. Let's do it.
We'll do it after the ad read.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. I love SeatGeek because you can see exactly where you're going to sit, and I used SeatGeek last night to go to the LAFC Portland Timbers game, and guess where else I'm using SeatGeek? You guys are going to love this. This might be too young for Torques with Wolves. Saturday night, 7 p.m., Irvine Amphitheater, I think that's what it is. I'm heading down to Orange County to see MC Hammer, 2 Live Crew, Tone Loc, Biz Markie, a bunch of other acts using SeatGeek.
You going solo?
I got a crew. I got a few of us rolling together.
Amazing.
You know how much tickets are? Tickets are going as low as $34 to get real close to the stage on SeatGeek. I was checking it out today. Guys, SeatGeek, only place you should get your tickets. I get a soccer game and an MC Hammer concert the same week. SeatGeek will even give you $10 off on your first SeatGeek purchase. All you need to do is use our promo code. So download the SeatGeek app and use our promo code DIRTY today. That's DIRTY for $10 off on your first purchase. That's promo code DIRTY for $10 off on your first purchase.
I want to say one thing. Can we go back to the White Claw?
Go ahead.
I want the opportunity to reevaluate the White Claws after I drink all 4 of these. I want the opportunity to reevaluate them in the morning. Just like Aaron said, he goes to work the next day, spends 11 hours working, no problem. That to me is a testament. I will upgrade the White Claw if I can pound 4 to 8 of these.
Tug's eye and mine just sitting on the floor. I saw that little eye.
Yeah. And wake up feeling great. If that is the case, then I'll be like, White Claw.
Well, my question to you is, would you feel bad if you had 4 to 8 Miller Lights
Yes.
or Bud Lights?
Probably.
Oh, totally. I mean, just the bloating the next
You
day
just feel kind of
sucks.
sluggish.
Yeah, the next day I feel like my stomach's a block, and I hate it. It's the worst.
I'd be burping all night. That's just me. I'm already burping.
Yeah, well, I think you're a burper anyway.
Well, I don't drink. The truth is, I don't drink much
Carbonation, obviously.
ever.
Yeah, well, you've
Like
made that known.
just so everybody knows, we've done this whole joke of Ruther's high-end soda. The truth is, I haven't bought soda from Trader Joe's in 2 years. Now, I might do YouTube videos where I'm rating sodas every week because that would be kind of funny to me. But I'm not. Okay, let me just be honest on everything. I've never been a soda guy ever, really ever, not big time at all.
Never, like even when you were a teenager.
Not even as a teenager, dude. I have been team H2O. Okay, so I have this thing. It's an OCD thing.
Yeah.
You want to hear it?
No.
It's
No.
Yeah, I can be OCD. I like to have a clear stream of urine. So I drink too much water. Like, I don't like any sort of coloration in my urine. So I overdrink water. Like today I ran and I wasn't drinking enough water. I did humble brag, easy 6 miles. And I wasn't drinking enough water. So I noticed a couple hours ago my urine was too yellow for me. So I just started chugging water the next couple hours.
Now, is this because you don't like the color or because you know your body has not been hydrated enough? Is that why?
Yeah, it's the hydration.
Yeah, okay.
I'm big on hydration.
Yeah, you care for yourself. It's the same thing. You and Aaron are saying the same thing. You want to care for yourself, and so does Aaron. Aaron wants to do it by drinking White Claws.
But see, I'm a big all or nothing guy. Aaron and I discussed this before the show. I'm the guy who will just destroy food that's unhealthy and not back out of it. I'm also the guy, I don't know if this is a good analogy, but I'm the guy who, let's say I make a regrettable decision hooking up with somebody. I'm not the guy who hooks up and is like, oh, I'm repulsed at myself. I'm like, let's knock it out as much as possible. We've already done it. I'm a big bang for your buck, return on investment. ROI is important for me.
Very important.
And that's why I love marijuana and I love edibles. I've grown to love that stuff. Dude, I can eat a 5 milligram gummy. I'm such a lightweight bitch. I'm a bitch when it comes to that. And the return on investment is amazing for me. I feel great for hours.
Since we moved on to that, that's a quick question. I was biking over here, as everyone knows. Do you have a weed shop that you go to? Is it the one that's on the corner over there?
I go across the street because it's convenient.
Yeah.
It's not the best shop. It's not the best price. But the fact that it's convenience.
Yeah.
Kind of like convenience of, right? I would never have to go into my fridge to make a vodka soda.
Tug, do you agree with that? When you finish drinking a beer, do you crush the can?
No.
You don't? 'Cause that's just me. I love doing that.
That's a no.
I saw you do it.
Maybe there's any dirtballs that can agree with me, but whenever I finish drinking a beer or chugging a beer, if it's not a shotgun already, I just love crushing the can. It's something so
Such a
something
dark-
something so therapeutic about it. I'm just like, fuck yeah.
I'm so angry in
It's like-
life that I like to.
It's
crush,
not even that. It's just
I like
like
to crush a can.
it's not that. It's like a self motivation thing. It's like, I just crushed that. I'm ready for more. Let's do it. You know what I mean?
You're
Fuck
hilarious.
yeah.
I love that so much. For me, I just
Crushed
like,
it.
I know like how hard it's stuff. You know, and I probably have just made this up, but like I think recycling is like a really hard thing. So like I don't want to make the can any harder to recycle than it already is. I don't know. They'll probably crush it anyway, but that's just my own.
I have a
thinking.
theory on recycling too.
No one does it. It's not real.
I mean, I don't know. Like, do we know if they're doing it?
I don't.
That would really suck, wouldn't it?
It would.
If we learned everyone's taking the time to put bottles and cans in a separate bin.
Do you compost? I do.
So how does that work?
I have a bag that I put like food stuff in, and I put it in. There's like a green bin, and I compost it.
You think they have that in Savage Town?
I don't
They
know.
have a crack post in Savage Town. People just drop off their drugs. Here's the deal. I want to talk about the LAFC.
Before you do, can I just do Wimbledon for
Oh
2
yeah,
minutes?
do Wimbledon.
Give
Sorry.
me 2 minutes of Wimbledon for the 4 dirt balls out there. 11 Wimbledon. Huge weekend.
But like,
coming
people
up,
want to
guys.
see you get ripped on White Claw, which I'm all for that
Well,
though.
I'm almost there. I'm almost through number 2, gang. Hey, YouTube, who's with me? Let's go. Raise them up. This is my Trubisky.
Tug chugging White Claw. Absolutely amazing.
Let's go. 2 down, 2 to go.
Wimbledon. Serena's in another finals.
Yes, it's a very good finals, by the way. So that's on Saturday. We have a shout out to Joe Praino because we got up for the Nadal Federer 39 with the French at 4 in the morning. He's not here to do it with me tomorrow, so I'll be doing it on Twitter, I guess. Nadal Federer 40 tomorrow, the semifinal. Great match. Nadal is a slight favorite tomorrow, which scares me as a Federer fan. He will play the winner of Djokovic.
Are you drunk already?
Pretty much, I'm hammered. I was trying to stifle a burp, is what was happening.
Yeah.
But
You've been clawed.
I expect, as much as I am a fan of Federer, he's my guy. I went to Wimbledon last year to see him. Shout out Wimbledon. I think Nadal is going to get through in an epic match to play Djokovic in another epic match on Sunday, and I think Djokovic will win on Sunday. That's my prediction. Serena, she plays Halep, who's also probably the best player in the game, I think. So it's a great weekend for tennis. I'm still nervous Serena gets it done. I think Halep might be the right bet for that game. We'll find out. I'd love to see Serena win. But huge day. Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, 3 of the best players of all time playing tomorrow.
It's wild.
People who
I don't think they appreciate this.
no one appreciates this. Let me just say this. Tennis is not appreciated because I think it's seen as a snobby country club sport. Do you agree? When you think of tennis, do you think of country club? Do you think of elitist?
Yeah.
Do you?
I think people do.
And here's why, and I agree with that to a degree, but the thing that's cool about it, there are very few sports that are mano-a-mano. We talk about mano-a-mano so much in our life. Everyone uses boxing analogies.
Yeah.
But tennis is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's 1v1. So I just wish tennis would get more respect in the world of sports because it's one guy going against one guy, changing tactics, learning moves, trying to figure out how to beat this other person. It's a really special sport, and I just feel like, Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic have combined 38, 15, 53 Grand Slam titles. Like
53?
Yeah. Federer has 20. Nadal has 18. And Djokovic has 15. for about 10, 12 years, Sampras was seen as the best player of all time. He had 14.
Yeah, I know.
There's
I know
three
that.
people in this era that have already surpassed Sampras.
Now, the majority. How many?
Agassi has 8.
How many of Nadal's are French Open?
I think 11 or 12. I'm not sure. 11 or 12.
And how many of Federer's are Wimbledon?
I want to say 8. So it's just an amazing time. I think people should appreciate how great these guys are, and they're doing it like in an age where when people are younger, tennis, like you were great when you're 27, 28 years old. That was like
Prime.
that was prime. You're
Yeah.
done by 30. Sampras was on fumes when he won U.S. Open in 2002, like 31 and 32. Nadal is 33.
They're still playing.
Federer's like 38. So anyway,
Yeah.
special time. And guys, listen to Michael Koss's podcast, Tennis Anyone. It's fantastic. He was on the show we did with Joe. But if you have a chance to go to Wimbledon and you're a sports fan, you have to go because you can bring in beers. You can bring in your own bottle of sparkling wine. You can bring in your own White Claw, maybe your own pack of White Claw. And you just go sit out there and watch people be the best in the world at their sport. It's unbelievable. You have to go.
How much that shirt cost at Wimbledon?
$265.
How much was it? I'm curious.
I don't know. But, this is an extra large. This is how small people run in the UK, by the way. This is double XL.
It also shows how fat we are in America.
And I'm very fat right now. I'm very fat.
Well, luckily you're drinking 100-calorie White
Yeah.
Claws.
Number
I
3.
have a question about Wimbledon.
Yeah, please.
I've only been to one tennis event in my entire life, and I think it was a high school match between two pretty prolific schools from where I'm from.
I wish I'd seen that.
But when you mentioned the elitist thing, I remember being there, and they had like snacks for the crowd,
Whoa.
and I was just like, "What?" They had like a cheese cracker tray with salami and all that kind of shit. And I'm just curious, at Wimbledon, do they have anything similar to that for the crowd?
The famous thing that Wimbledon is known for is strawberries and cream. Everyone gets it. You should not get it. You know why? Because you live in California. The strawberries in California
Are great.
are infinitely better than any strawberry in the UK will ever be.
Oh yeah.
Is it free?
No.
Oh, see, these were free, and I couldn't believe it. I was
No.
just like, what is
They
happening?
do a great job of merchandising everything. in
Right,
Wimbledon.
of course, like everything.
And it was, the pound I think was last year. It was still the dollar's doing pretty well, but everything costs money.
Now, have you been to Masters?
I have.
Now, I saw a comment from my good buddy Chad Cutter. He said Masters is greater than Wimbledon. What's your take as someone who's been to both?
Has Chad been to either?
He's been to Masters, I think.
So I went to the Wimbledon's closer in my mind because I went last year. I went to the Masters in 2005. I went to the Wednesday practice round, which has the par 3 tournament. The cool thing about the Masters is there's a lottery every year. I think they're just now giving out the announcements of whether you enter the lottery, and you get in. And the prices are like the Atlanta Falcons. Arthur Blank has reduced all the prices at the Atlanta games. Like Cokes are like regularly priced.
Yeah.
Like the sandwiches and the beers and the drinks are all like $2.
I love that.
It's amazing.
Love it.
The pimento cheese
Yeah.
is like $2. It's really special. I mean, shout out Cutter. It's a great call. I think they're both bucket list events for people who love sports. I think the Masters is pretty special. I mean, it's hard. They're both. It's like 1 and 1A. Like you can't. They're just. They're both amazing. Going to Wimbledon, there's a view of London.
Yeah.
Over the distance, you can see. You can kind of see the London skyline. It's a great place to party, drink White Claw. You probably drink more White Claw at Wimbledon than you could in Augusta. So
John Daly could drink
I
400.
gotta say, because of that advantage, Wimbledon.
John Daly would drink 400 White Claws.
Yeah. He's probably a minority owner.
Well, we're talking sports events. I got to talk about last night's
Let's hear about it.
LAFC.
You know what? I saw some pictures last night. You were sending me some texts saying you're not going to believe what I'm about to get into here.
Well, no, it's nothing, that's groundbreaking. I've tried, guys. I've tried soccer a lot.
Oh no.
Like I've been to some cool bucket. You talk about bucket list events. Shout out to Michael Magid, who took me to 2016. Was it CONCACAF? I'm pronouncing it probably incorrectly.
Is that a bucket list? Do they CONCACAF?
Mexico, USA at the Rose Bowl.
That's pretty good.
Fun event.
It's good.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
90,000 fans, 80,000 of them Mexican.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that atmosphere with them.
Yep.
Fun. I think the game went into overtime too. Fun game. But my point, that game. Then Michael actually also took me to LA Galaxy. Now last night I go to LAFC.
We lost the Gold Cup recently.
Yeah.
To Mexico, which is
It's the same thing
bummer.
for me. I'll never be able to get into soccer because of the flopping. And I struggle with the flopping in the NBA. No, don't give me this roll eyes. Don't roll your eyes.
GIF of the eye roll.
Don't roll your eyes. It literally ruins the game. Because this is what I'll say about soccer. I'm not going to just shit on soccer. I'm not going to shit on the event last night. There's a lot of things I loved. Great atmosphere. It feels like you're at a high school. My analogy would be a high school football game. The way the band's playing and the crowd's into it, the cheers, amazing.
I saw some early pictures or videos on your Instagram. And it was this typical LA thing.
Yeah, it is.
Do people fill in? Does it people come in later? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it still happens. Doesn't matter what sport.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Mostly packed. The stadium seats 22,000. There's probably 17, 18,000 there.
I've always heard the energy there is so much fun.
Amazing energy.
Yeah.
And even Schiavelli said that when we arrived. He goes, this will be way more packed, he said, at around the 30-minute mark. Or no, he said about the 15 to 30-minute mark. So it's classic LA. Everybody arrives late. Great energy, like you said, Tug. Great chants, great cheers. Like you said, I love the pace. That's one of the positives of going to a soccer match, the pace of the game. There's no bullshit.
Just the continuity of the game, too. Is always playing.
Exactly.
That's
no TV timeouts.
One of the best things about the game.
But the fucking flopping, man. And here's something interesting. My friend Crystal, she's a big soccer fan. She was sending me messages, too, from my stories on Instagram. And she said this, and then I had a bunch of people agree with me. And I noticed this, too, comparing the Women's World Cup and the men's last night. I think the women, this is what everybody was saying, the women flop way less, in my opinion. And that's what she said, too. The men flop more than the women. Bitch move, by the way.
No, it's – am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay, cool. No, it's funny you say that. I remember watching the Women's World Cup just these past couple of weeks, and I noticed how much faster the gameplay was or how much quicker the halves were solely because of that reason. There's so much less flopping from the women's to the men's, where the men's, play stops every couple of minutes, for anything. And the women just don't. They just keep going unless they're actually hurt or they know they got hit hard enough to actually make a flop out of it.
Yeah, I would do a general agreement with that. I think actually when I was watching the Women's World Cup, I don't think I saw a lot of flopping until it became strategic in the second half.
Sure.
When time was of the essence or whatever, and girls would take their time.
And I just think, I guess my annoyance also stems from these people then brought it to the NBA, and now it's even in the NFL. Like, flopping is everywhere, and I'm blaming soccer. Now, I know former guest of the show, shout out to the White Mamba, Brian Scalabrine, who went on a long rant, which I think we have somewhere on YouTube. He blamed solely Manu Ginobili, which is also coming from the soccer world, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Argentina. So I just, that for me, even with all the great things that I like, which also include no nets. Hey, Major League Baseball, love that. I mean, those soccer balls are flying into the stands, I'm saying at times. No nets. And here's something I also want to applaud the crowd of last night. It was a very young crowd, of course, very Hispanic. Very few people on their phones.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, I was the douchebag on my phone posting Instagram stories. There was by the way, that's a bitch move. See how I'm defining what are bitch moves? I was doing bitch moves. Mostly watching the game, which I liked that a lot. So I would 100% go to another game, but and multiple games. But for me to ever get into soccer, I just don't see it happening. The flopping is just too much for me because these guys are such good athletes. Like I'm saying mostly positive things. People forget how good at athletes these guys are. How they kick the ball, how they place the ball on their chest, their head, whatever. Like these are great athletes. But it's just really tough for me to act like you've been shot in the leg and then you're up playing. Like that's tough pill for me to swallow.
I mean, there is flopping. I'm a fan of soccer. I don't think to me it's a sport to me that I'm like I tune in for the big events. Champions League final, World Cup. I'll follow like the weekly events, but I don't know what it'll take for me to personally watch week to week. I haven't gotten there yet.
Well, Schiavelli made a great point last night too during the match. Is it game or match with soccer?
It's a match.
They have so many within the season like playoff things that I think it's always going to – his point was that would be tough for Americans to catch on. So last night's game or last night's match was what's called, I think, the U.S. Open, which means MLS teams are in a tournament along with below MLS teams. Does that make sense? That's within the season. So for me as an ignorant, I'm 100% ignorant soccer fan. I'm like, wait, what? There's a tournament within the regular season, which then everybody can play in. It'd be the equivalent of like baseball doing a playoffs where the majors and then the AAA and AA, they're all playing within the season. Like, which
but it's interesting you bring that up because
they do that in
the UK. But Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, it has talked about adapting some of these soccer like inter tournaments into the NBA. So we there's some conversations about doing these mid-season tournaments for the NBA. And
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm saying I think my point is since we don't do it, I think it confuses the American soccer fan.
Assessment. There's some talk about like having like 7 seeds in the NBA, and the 8th seed is like a play-in tournament for the 8th seed. So there is some conversation about that. People looking at like other sports, or international sports, and how to adapt that to make the NBA or other games in the USA to be better.
And another thing I really don't understand, and the guys I was with, none of us understand this. When they do stoppage time, again, this isn't my first like match to go to. When they do stoppage time, they don't put that up on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Which literally our whole section, because they were down, LAFC was down 1. Everybody kept going, what's? Because they knew there was +5.
You're just like looking at the ref. Right?
Everybody's going like this, deer in headlights look, and I don't understand why they don't put stoppage time on the scoreboard. That makes no sense to me.
Did you see a single White Claw in the stands last night?
I did not, but I am very disappointed in the prices, as usual.
Expensive?
I mean, guys, I saw a lot of families there. I'm glad you brought up Arthur Blank in Atlanta. You have 2 kids. It's I'm like defeated when I say this. Listen to me. It's disgusting, and it's just you don't make the experience fun. Schiavelli got 2 Heinekens. I want to say it was $18. It's like, guys, he's a 22-year-old college kid. $18. He's spending the money to support your team. He's in scarves. He's doing what else can the guy do? And you're just gonna give him a big FU because he wants a couple beers. I don't get it.
$22 is 1.5 packs of White Claw.
I think did I say 18?
That Schiavelli could have had.
Yeah.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't. You have a brand new stadium.
It's a shame, honestly. It's a shame.
It is.
They're supporting. LA's doing a great job supporting this new soccer club. You're gonna walk in there, and that's why I do the bacon wrapped hot dogs before and after the stadium.
Yeah.
Ooh, there
Speaking
you go.
of, you and I went to this, but the ESPYs last night didn't watch. I'm sure you didn't either.
No, I was at the game.
Of course. But the game of the year was the Rams-Chiefs game on Monday night that you and I and Joe traveled down to on the subway together.
And let's refresh my memory. What were you drinking on the subway down to the game?
I was drinking a raspberry White Claw.
Oh, okay, I'm wrong. Shout out to Dan who was there. I see him in the YouTube comments.
Thank
Love
you,
it.
Dan.
Shout out to Dan. I wasn't even close. I said 18. Dan says it was $30 for
Two Heinekens are $30.
Now I think they were.
Outrageous. That's outrageous.
I think they weren't 12 ounces, but still, they were at least
Yeah.
18
Think
ounces.
about the amount of claws you could have crushed in that time.
That's
outrageous.
That's
That's
two
terrible.
12 packs of White Claws.
Yeah, no, that's another 4th of July celebration all over again. That's
But this
terrible.
is my point. Like I just don't understand again the rationale. Like you're literally just giving a big middle finger to your fans.
The question I always have is the volume, right? It's like you have people buy 2 beers at 30. Will they buy 4 beers for 32? You know what I mean? Like it's just like I don't know.
We know. We discussed it earlier.
Yeah.
The big money is in the TV deals. It's the billions of dollars. Again, Atlanta's doing it. I love how they're doing that. $30. He's in the comment section. His one beer was $15.
I remember when I went to the road to the Coliseum for the either the Chiefs Rams game or the Cowboys Rams playoff game. I don't know what it was like for you guys at the LAFC game, but not only was the concessions super expensive, it was also I was gone. You talked about the Coliseum before.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to make a choice to watch the game or or go to the bathroom and get a concession because
Yeah.
you don't come back.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't as bad last night. It's a smaller stadium, and like I said, I think the crowd was great watching the game. And but dude, I don't like. It sucks because I think as people, we just all accept it, me included. Like we all just accept movie theater popcorn prices, ball game drink and food prices. And when is there going to be a day where we just say fuck you right back to everybody? Because we're all getting hosed here. Like think about this. To take the time, I'm a dude just by myself. Again, I'm thinking more of a family. But still, even for me, I'm leaving my apartment at 6 o'clock. I'm taking an Uber down to the train station. Then from the train station down to the game, go to the game. Same thing. I'm saying it's a 4.5 hour process on top of the ticket price.
Yeah.
Throw me a bone here.
Is the same commute as the Coliseum? Is it a little further?
Exact same commute.
Wow.
Which I like.
Yeah, it's
you
nice.
get off at the I think it's the USC Exposition stop. But yeah, no, it's a great environment. I think the seats were very cheap. I don't like that. Like it's a cheap plastic. Not to get too technical, but it's a brand new stadium. So I don't know, man. I don't know about the flopping stuff, guys. But I had a crazy Ruther idea. Listen to this real quick. And I don't know if they can legally do this. I don't follow hockey, but I know enough that they pull the goalie, right, when they're down. Can you pull the soccer goalie and add another guy?
No, what usually happens is
There's only 3 substitutions.
they don't pull the goalie. They bring him all the way forward.
Yeah, essentially the goalie becomes an offensive player.
Yeah.
So if there's like a header or something, you'll see him in the box,
Yep.
ready to score a goal as well.
Why not, dude? Why not pull the goalie?
Because the amount of subs you get.
Yeah, and soccer players, they're incredibly accurate.
No, man. Andy Ruther idea. Dude,
It could work.
Dude, if I was the coach, this is my coaching techniques. Pull the goalie, go for every 4th down. Maybe only shoot 3s.
This is actually a good transition before we wrap it up, which we'll never do. Melvin Gordon.
Great transition, Tom.
Talking about like the system, the NFL systems to me is very interesting.
Yes, I agree.
So the idea of adding a 12th man or whatever, but for soccer purposes. But Melvin Gordon is talking about holding out?
Yeah.
Is that right?
He's talking about holding out from the
Chargers. Such a tough position right now, right? For running backs to be
Yeah, take whatever White Claws you want. Yeah. Do you want to sit down?
I'm sorry. What? You got a Venmo to chug 2 White Claws? 2 Venmos to shotgun 2 White Claws. Well,
Okay.
Come on out here.
Come on
out. Yeah.
For Andy's couch, I'm not going to shotgun him. I'll just chug him.
Just come on out. We can't.
Grab a
we can't
seat.
Shotgun.
Can I pour him into glasses? I can do it faster back.
Whatever you want, buddy. Okay. So,
this is amazing. So the Melvin Gordon thing is interesting.
by the way,
to
the
me.
dirt ball's just paying. They only have money for chugging beer and me smoking weed. Like it's all about drugs with these savages.
I like the Savages.
I love it too. Okay, so get a clean one. Yeah, I was trying.
Behind you?
So Melvin Gordon said he's going to hold out. Now, he's a great running back. He's the second most touchdowns since 2016 behind Todd Gurley.
Yep.
Now, I sent you and Aaron this Ringer article, which I liked, which really breaks down the current state of running backs in the NFL, which
Yeah.
I don't even know if we really need it because I think
We already knew this.
I think we knew this.
Yeah.
We saw it in Pittsburgh. They didn't miss a beat with James Conner. We saw it in Kansas City. They didn't really miss a beat when Kareem Hunt went down.
You saw it to a degree with the Chargers last year
When
when Austin Eckler took over, or the backup behind him.
exactly. So it's an interesting discussion when these guys are filled in very easily, especially a guy like Gordon, who's already had knee injuries. Dude, the Rams they have a problem right now.
Who?
The Rams. I'm bringing them up because they just gave money.
Gotcha.
Todd Gurley's hurt.
Yeah.
Guys, when your knees start going and you're a running back, that is not good. Todd Gurley is legitimately hurt. He has an arthritic knee.
He did his job though. He got paid. He's probably one of the last, and people will look to Todd Gurley. Unfortunately, organizations and players will
Okay.
both look to Todd Gurley. The players will say, "I need to be Todd Gurley because my career could end," and the organizations will say, "You could be Todd Gurley.
So we're not going to pay you.
We're not going to pay you."
Yeah.
Exactly. So
It is interesting.
it's totally a crossroads. Le'Veon Bell, he wasn't a part of a contract, so his is different. But to me, it's between a rock. And we also know the Chargers are very hard negotiators. They let Joey Bosa sit out most of the year.
Yeah.
So it's a really tough position for them to be on, considering they didn't lose a beat. They didn't lose a beat when Melvin Gordon wasn't playing last year.
No. They didn't lose a beat.
Yeah. Or miss a beat. You want to chug?
I'm ready.
Aaron has joined us. What do you have?
I got 2 White Claws here.
So this is what a White Claw looks like.
Yeah, it looks great. Doesn't that look refreshing? Just if you look at this is like a Sprite commercial before your eyes.
And just to be clear,
Quench your
you
thirst.
finished your 4 White Claws, and now you're moving into Andy's White Claws.
I'm moving into my last White Claw unopened and Andy's other one sipped White Claw right here.
Okay,
That's
so
what we have
this is
left.
4 and 5 for you.
You got to speak up.
I might get this wrong. I hope not. But shout out Zach and Mika in the YouTube comments. Send me those Venmos. I appreciate it. This is for you guys. I'm gonna go back to back.
Okay.
Back to back?
Aaron's sleeping on my couch tonight.
Wow. Who was the lineman for the Packers who did this?
Bakhtiari.
Bakhtiari? Yeah, this is the Bakhtiari.
All right. Oh, bro, my couch, dude. What the fuck, man? Oh, the carpet. It's been impeccable. We got to put towels down before we do this shit. Is that going to stain? Is that going to stain, Tug?
No, it's not going to stain at all. It's
Okay.
a seltzer water.
Okay.
It's actually good for your carpet.
I've done a pretty good job keeping it clean, though.
Incredible job.
Just
That
saying.
was impressive. I think we're burying the lead there. That was very impressive. If anyone wants to Venmo some more money for him to finish the other Andy Ruther White Claws. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Speechless.
He's so turned by White Claws, he's just slamming them.
Look, I'm high on the Chargers every year.
Yeah.
I'm
I predicted make it to the Super Bowl. We all saw how that worked out.
Well, anything you touch is a bitch move. But I'm excited to see how that all ends up. I mean, people talking about holding out again. Like, there's just not a lot of leverage there. I mean,
So you want to hear my opinion?
Yeah,
And I hate this because I'm all for these guys getting paid. They put their bodies through so much hell that's going to be experienced years from now.
Yeah.
I mean, CTE is real. But if you want to be a shrewd businessman, you don't pay these guys. We've already listed. You guys saw it. You can fill these. The Chargers have a good team. Now, if you have a shit offensive line, you might want to pay the guy. If you have a bad defense, you might want to pay the guy. But here's a fun fact, which we looked up before the show. This is the average lifespan, career span of an NFL running back is 2.3 years.
I wonder the lifespan.
It's also 2.3 years. So I'm just saying, like, that article points out that the average salary of NFL running backs is the lowest position-wise outside of kickers and punters.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
I thought it was a great stat.
It's a great stat. So out of all the position players, running backs are paid the least, because these owners know. These GMs know. Now you're was it Dean Spanos?
Correct.
You're the owner of the Chargers. Are you paying Melvin Gordon?
I mean, there's two guys behind him that kind of do the things he can do. I mean, it's just and he
You have a good defense,
great,
top 10 defense.
I would say elite defense. Yeah, I think
and you still have a very great quarterback.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame quarterback.
And I mean, weapons
on the wide receivers.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry.
Speedster.
The big wide receiver who's also, I forget his name.
Antonio Gates.
No.
Is he still playing?
I don't know.
He is.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's worthless. Vincent Jackson. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice throwback.
Yeah, thank you. Malcolm Floyd still getting it done.
God, now you got me thinking like 90s guys.
Yeah.
Who are some of the 90s Chargers receivers?
Shoot.
Give me a 90s Keenan McCardell. Am I just making names up?
No, he was a Jaguar, I want to say, but that's a good name. It's just hard to pay. There's a couple of these guys coming up. That's why I think you got to make your money as a running back off the field, because somehow it's a weird. I don't want to say it's an irony, but it's weird that the face of NFL a lot of times outside of quarterbacks is the running back.
It is. But they have the shortest lifespan.
Exactly.
That is wild.
So figure out a way for a Zeke Elliott and these guys to make money as pitchmen for Oreo or whatever, White Claw or whatever. So make your money off the field while you can.
So I want to bring up Saquon then, because he's the next great back.
Yeah.
Saquon's already the GOAT. There's undeniably.
Okay, well, just relax over here.
Yeah,
I'm a big Saquon fan myself, but just GOAT. That's a bitch move, calling somebody a GOAT too quickly.
I'm just saying, objectively speaking, talent-wise, what he brings to the field, have you ever seen a running back like him that is such a dual threat, receiving, running, strength, speed, agility?
He played one
everything.
year.
But you can already tell.
Played 1 year.
But he moves like Barry and trucks like any other back you've seen. Like,
well, first of all, he doesn't truck every look.
Are you a Giants fan?
Not at all.
Look, I
just
Tug and I
appreciate talent.
We remember Barry Sanders. Look, I love Saquon. I was the one who was saying last year you could argue he's already the best back in the NFL. So I'm not backing down from that statement, but I also know that's why we're bringing this up. We're talking 2.3 years. Dude, Todd Gurley.
How old is Todd Gurley? Look, can you look that up? I think it's like 25.
Todd Gurley he's given the
old.
Rams his rookie year wasn't that good. Like, he's given the Rams.
No, it wasn't great.
He rushed for 1,000 yards, but it was all mostly over a few games.
Todd Gurley's 24, turning 25.
24 years old.
He's turning 25 August 3rd, so he'll be 25 this year.
Okay, so he's a kid. He's 25. And we're already talking about his arthritic knee.
Career being done, basically.
We saw him in the Super Bowl. And it's a weird position. Who did Anderson, right? The Rams brought off.
Yes.
He was literally eating fucking potato skins on his couch. He ran over 100 yards against the Cowboys.
Crushed us.
Crushed Tugs, Cowboys.
Crushed my boys.
I'm just saying, like, these guys are so good, like, you can replace.
To me, it's the thing about football that I think I love, especially as I get older. It's such a system and scheme based.
Oh my God.
Of game. It's all about systems and scheme.
Yeah. It really is.
So you almost like want to root for the players are great, but you kind of want to root for the guys who create the systems and the scheme. That's why Belichick is the best.
I was gonna say, and that's also
McVay will be great when he figures it out.
But that's also why last night we had the discussion going into the soccer stadium. We were talking about the Browns, and I said, guys, there's a reason Vegas has the over/under at 9. Like, you can say all you want about the talent which they have, which is undeniable, but Harbaugh, how many shitty seasons he had with the Ravens? Like, the Steelers, I'm not the biggest Mike Tomlin fan, but look at that. I'm saying organization-wise. Yeah. They're just a great organization.
Yeah.
The Steelers are the Cardinals of baseball. They're always there. The Ravens are always there. Like, even and those guys were saying, like, I think Shabelli said something about, oh, well, Lamar Jackson. I go, dude, Lamar Jackson isn't that good. They'll win 10 games with him. Because exactly what you're saying, Tug, the system in place of a great coach like Harbaugh. Harbaugh's a great coach.
I actually like Lamar this year. I think Lamar will be good this year. And for fantasy people out there, listen, I have Saquon in the league. I'm very nervous about Saquon this year. Because if you're number 1 overall, I would be nervous with Saquon.
As your fantasy?
Yeah, it's my quick fantasy nugget for you guys before you guys head into your drafts. Be very, very wary with Saquon.
Did you see what show was on? Todd Gurley went on a show. He was complaining about what NFL players get paid, comparing it to NBA.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Did you see that interview?
I didn't see it, no. But I can only imagine because we're talking about guaranteed versus non-guaranteed contracts.
And I don't blame the NFL players for being mad. But, you also have a bigger roster. You have a 53.
It's
a 53-man roster versus, what, is it 12 or 13?
15's really, but.
But also the injury. Like, I mean, the fact that we're having a legit discussion about Todd Gurley's health.
Well, it's an unbelievable, workplace debate where it's like, the employee is like, I need to get paid because my body is going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
And the owner's like, or the governor is like, we don't want to pay you.
No, the NFL would never use that term. The NFL
it's racist. They're full on racist.
The NFL probably uses the term master. Yeah. That's how wrong the NFL is. Like, you call him master.
So the NFL is like, listen, we know your body's going to get destroyed, so we're going to use you until the next person comes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I was saying. If I'm the owner, if it's purely fiscal. Now I know this might sound weird. If there's any sort of like humanitarian in you, what these guys are putting through their body. So maybe you pay them. Is that a weird way of looking at it? Like
these guys who made it to that level, they can pay for
Like, you have empathy.
When you pay for an NFL franchise, you've pretty much thrown empathy out the window.
Good point.
That's my opinion.
You're right.
Even Dan Snyder, who's articles are just crushing him.
I saw that.
You saw the article about people. No one wants to work for the Redskins anymore.
No one.
He's still probably talking about ROI. Mr. Andy Ruther of ROI. His franchise is worth,
and they're still called Redskins.
Yeah.
Despicable.
Yeah.
I mean,
despicable.
Chug another White Claw.
Yeah, I might have to. Hey, Dirtball, send the Venmos. You know where I'm at?
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Unbelievable.
He's pining for money over here.
Unbelievable.
I thought that was a great episode. We're 2 hours deep. We did 45 minutes plus on White Claw.
This is the doldrums of summer. It's the dog days when we're talking about baseball's not even playing right now. It's the worst part of the year.
We didn't even discuss the home run derby.
Didn't even watch it. I heard it was great. My mom calls me and
I
said,
watched it.
Did you watch the home run derby? It was great. And I said, no, Mom, I didn't. I don't watch the baseball All-Star game anymore. I don't watch home run derby anymore.
I watched it. It was fun.
And it was great, right?
I mean,
I watched one Twitter video of Vlad's batting practice, and I saw that, and I sent it to my dad. Actually, and I said, "Look at this fucking swing," and and that was before I didn't know any of his stats or anything like that. And then I looked at the tally the next day, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like
Records were broken.
yeah, that was more than I expected. But still,
Yeah.
I saw his swing. And I was like, "This is so effortless. Like this dude can hit home runs like it's fucking nothing." I'm sure So
Well, Praino and I called
makes
it.
sense.
I want to say what did we put our money on? Like we said, we both liked Vladdy, and we both liked Alonso.
Yeah.
So I got one right.
Yeah. 2 out of 8, right?
Yeah. So I should be tooting my own horn.
Yeah, who cares?
Tell you one thing, Clippers ain't making it to the finals. I'm not backing down from that one.
I listen. I don't know about getting to the finals. I'm gonna. My bet is if will a California team win the NBA finals? My bet is no.
Yeah.
That's my bet this year.
All right. Tug Coker.
Are we going out after this?
I guess so. I gotta eat. I gotta eat something. I got some jalapeno cheddar brats in there.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
They're fucking great,
This
dude.
is what you do in the dog days of summer.
Okay.
We do some taste tests. We have some fun.
Taste test.
Question.
Yeah.
Will you or will you not be eating those bratwursts with buns?
No, I'll probably go no bun tonight.
That's what I'm saying. My dog. My
No,
dog.
we'll just
You and your
All about that
anti-carbs.
ketosis, right?
Anti-carbs.
Yeah.
Oh,
We are against big carbs.
There's a
dude,
spill.
I
There's a
spilled it
seltzer
everywhere.
spill.
Zamboni.
The claw is all over the carpet. Luckily, it's okay. This is where I will like the claw.
Yep.
It's clear, sparkling soda.
Let the record
Okay,
show.
Tug Coker, where can people follow you on the social media?
On Instagram and Twitter at Tug Coker. Shout out everybody. Thanks so much for listening.
You guys can follow me at Andy Ruther. And if you're in the NorCal area, guys, you got a special treat next week. You get me and Joe Praino up for 4 shows. 2 in Oakland, or it might be 3 in Oakland, 1 in San Francisco. I actually finally updated my website. You can go to andyruther.com or joepraino.com. We will be on, we have 4 shows and 5 nights up there. Some really fun venues. And we'd love to see you guys. So go check us out up in the Bay. And maybe you can be my Bay.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
iTunes reviews, you leave them with the Twitter handle. I send you koozies. Same thing for using promo code DIRTY on any of our sponsors. You guys can follow Aaron at I'm a bitch White Claw drinker.
Wait. No. That is not what these dirtballs deserve after this past couple of
That
days.
was a hesitation there.
Yeah, seriously.
So, real quick, I just want to give I got to give a shout out to all my.
Giving shout outs
Oh,
now.
I do. I have to. I got to give
Off-camera shout-out, which I
I got to
love.
give a shout out to all my fellow claw dogs out there.
Claw dog. Claw
We
dog.
need a DMX where my dog's at. Hoo, hoo.
I'm just saying. I know this week has been a trying time. I did not realize that the White Claw debate would be such a polarizing issue. But that being said, shout out to all the claw dogs out there that stuck with me through it all. And we are here. We are live. And just stay true to yourself, my dogs. Love you all. Thanks for all the follows. Thanks for the shout outs. I'll always be here.
Man.
That's it. Follow me at DS Interns.
This is what is it, like Stonewall? He's like, we're here. We're queer.
Yeah.
He's like, this is like a coming out party for him.
Yep.
All right, Aaron. Appreciate that. Guys, Praino is in Tahoe. So go see him at Harvey's at the Improv if you're in that area. If not, like I said, you can see me and Praino next week in the Bay Area. Okay, guys, that's the show. We got to go out. We're going to continue this party, in the words of Lionel Richie, all night long. All right, Dirtballs, have a great weekend. And most importantly, don't forget, don't drink White Claw. Drink a real drink like water. And while you're doing that, stay dirty.